That's not it. That's hello. Top of the morning, evening, afternoon, and good night to one and all. It is Monday, April 15th, the day the Titanic sank, as well as my marriage. How's everybody doing today?
Good, thank you. You?
Good.
How are you?
Bree, it's good to have you.
It is wonderful to be here.
That's good. So, just like every week, Bree joins us for the after party. We have some things we want to talk about. Actually, Bree has some things she wants to talk about. The stuff that she sent over to me is
Luxurious?
Jay said, find good stuff. I found good stuff.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Yep. I
wouldn't classify it as good.
Yeah.
It's
Find stuff that might start a discussion.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
most definitely.
Okay.
I have 3 different videos that covers any topic that you could think of aside from politics.
Right, because you don't like politics, right?
Politics is really boring. It is so boring. Like, we have no control over anything. Why bother? You know? Like, it's like trying to backseat drive.
Agree. Okay, so, but you apparently think what you want me to share with the internet today is worth sharing.
It is way more interesting.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you if what you sent me is worth sharing.
So one video is, because it's like a wake-up call to certain individuals. The second one is kind of like a little funny and like a parenting thing. And like the third one is about how people could be animals.
Okay. Well, let me just get into this, Bree. We have to thank Jordan for the $200 for the anniversary.
Oh, thank you, Jordan.
Lance, $50, Nick, and Alicia. Okay, so thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we're gonna get into it. So, do you want to talk? You want me, Matthew, and Jordan to sit back?
No, you guys don't you have topics? Isn't this how this works? Everyone works?
No. Usually what happens is you okay. Yes, I will be filler, and then they will give sidebar comments, and then we go from there. It's all improv, right? That's okay. The idea. And this is not. It's still improv. It's just that you're giving content to feed us that, is extremely, extremely.
I don't know if y'all have seen this.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. Matthew too with the $50.
Oh, thank you, Matthew.
That's sweet.
You're welcome.
We'll send you the boob picture later. So, okay, let's. I guess we're just gonna jump into it. Oh God, bro.
Did you wait? Okay, before we start, did you preview that first video that I sent to make sure that it's okay to show?
Nope.
So it's gonna spark a conversation with Twitch official.
I can't watch it because I want to make sure that I get the same reaction that Jordan and Matthew get upon watching it.
Okay, so it's already on the TikToks. So if it was not allowed, it wouldn't exist, right?
Yeah, good point.
I think the better question is how many views does it have on the TikToks to where because if it's got like 5 views, then probably not. If it's got like 1 million views, then probably. And I'm not polished on the fact of what can be allowed on TikTok is allowed on Twitch, but usually TikTok is much more strict than that of Twitch. Worst comes worst, they pull the video. So let's run this shit.
E.
Oh God.
Thank you, Bethany.
Okay. I hope the audio works, because if not, this is gonna suck. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Tell me if you have audio.
What do you do if you get lost?
Yes.
All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it says, when lost, find a... Oh, God.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
Oh, do I need to tell you there's a bunch of white people really upset about that video? Statistically, based on the data, any child would be safer approaching a strange black man than they would a strange white man. So let's look at some numbers. Convictions of possessing images of children. White people, 86%, while black make up only 4%. I'd say white people damn near cornered the market. And as long as we're talking fun facts, let's look at this one. They looked at SA convictions from 2006 to 2017, and you know what they found? There was a 1,330.47% increase in sentences of black individuals and a 8.6 decrease in sentences for white individuals. So white people, far more likely to do it, also more likely to receive a lenient sentence for it.
What do you do if you
Okay.
get...
First off, okay, I like this video. I like this. But wait. I think this is fantastic. I agree with the mother teaching her kid that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because we know this, that is a typical white man crime. That is
I agree.
accurate.
Yeah, right.
It is extremely accurate. So you teaching your kid to find a black guy, I agree. Because a black guy ain't going to do no shit. He
Sure.
might steal your pocketbook, but he's not going to steal your kid.
Mhm.
Right?
That makes me wonder if the numbers are a little obscured. I believe it's more a white male thing. But is it because the black men are so afraid of kids they will do anything to avoid them?
They do have a terrible track record of keeping their own. So I think the last thing they want is somebody else's. Like that's
Yeah.
And, you may be safe from the one thing, but how about kidnapping and ransoming and
I don't
I
think
don't-
that they would do that.
I don't think black. Wow, we are actually pro black people right now. I love it. I don't think black people do that. Like that's not a thing that black people do, at least in America.
No.
Black people are, petty crime shit like stealing bubble gum or stealing a crock pot from Walmart. They're not going to, they might kill you too, but they're certainly not going to, one, kill a kid, 100%. I mean, you take a white kid, a lonely 8-year-old and walk him through Camden or Newark, New Jersey. I bet you even those thugs would try to find those kids' parents. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, find the mom somewhere.
100%. Not because they're scared of kids or what. Just I don't think they would do
Even
anything.
bad people care about keeping kids safe.
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
even in movies, you see that like the villain might see like a kid who's sad and might steal him a lollipop from a guy he just muck ducked, to give to the kid. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
look at prison?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. When you look at hippoing and child shit, it's always white dudes. Like, it's always white people. And it's usually, like, rich white people, which is even more weird.
Oh, wow.
You can have
really
anything in the
Middle
world.
Eastern.
But it's not black people. But
No.
even to think about it, you could have anything in the world, and the one thing you choose, oh God,
Yeah.
is one of, if not,
The most taboo.
Oh, the
no,
most
that's not
innocent
where I was gonna
that you
go.
destroy.
It's one of the easiest things to get,
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it would be easier. Oh God, it's easier to get a child than it is to get.
Teenager or adult.
Yes.
Yep.
I got nothing. Like I don't know what to say about that. But that's I don't think anything is wrong with that, Brie. I 100% agree.
yeah, I think it's funny because at first I was taken off guard. I was like, why would you do that? And then he started to explain it, and I was like, oh, it is safer. Like statistically.
Statistically,
And I believe it too.
Okay.
Is that
Oh, Jay, so I have a question. When you worked at Walmart,
Mhm.
what did you do to shoplifters?
How old were they?
Adult.
Okay, so typically when you have someone steal at Target or Walmart, thank you, Vaughn. Bree, you want to give it to him live?
Oh, sometimes he sprinkle when I tinkle.
There you go. So in Target, a Walmart, you have a thing called AP, which is asset protection, and if someone steals, technically no staff can do anything. They must tell asset protection. If asset protection is not there, then you go to assistant manager, then a store manager, but you still can't touch them. You can call the cops, or you could try to stall them till the cops get there and the cops could touch them. So that's typically what happens.
So at Target, they have a different type of theft program where if you steal something that's $10 or $20, they're not going to do anything to you. They are going to let you steal, but they are going to take your picture and add the items to your profile. And the more that you come, the more that you steal because you think you're getting away with it. Once you hit $900 in items, they call the cops and they charge you with a felony.
nice?
Wait, 900 items or $900?
$900 because that is the minimum amount stolen to consist of a felony charge. So they're
So,
using
petty
like
larceny.
AI to scan your face and just add the items up, and they watch you on purpose. And then once you hit that cusp, you go to jail because now it's a felony. Isn't
Okay,
that crazy?
Okay, a lot of questions. Number one, the question is how accurate is their pictures? Is this a picture that's done with AI or with a person that submits the picture to a database?
Like you're in the store, they see
Yep.
you stealing, and
Yep.
then they use their special cameras or whatever that they have to scan your face and create a profile for you in their system. And then it alerts them if you walk into the store again, so they know to watch you
Okay.
and add your items.
That's brilliant. One problem. So
Yeah.
what is it? It doesn't matter. What if
Target.
it's $500?
It doesn't matter. You have to hit 9. Because other than that, they
Okay.
say there's way too much stealing.
All right, now there's too much problems because if it's let's just say it's $800. Someone could come in, steal a PlayStation, nobody calls the cops, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
And if they never come back again, they just go to a different Target, unless all the Targets are linked.
That's what it said. It said in the video that all of the stores are linked because they're all in the same software.
So, and how do you have proof that you didn't pay?
Like they have footage of you stuffing the items into your backpack or purse.
That's not enough. Over here, that's not enough. You have to go
then
past the register.
Well,
Yeah, it's not even enough
Everything
here.
is scanned now. I mean, like everything is photographed. So while you're at the register, if you're in self-checkout, every single item you scan is taken a picture of and made into like a little file that they can open if they want to.
Okay. So first off, if you walk into a store, right, any store right now in America, and you take a vacuum and you put it underneath a blanket, and you walk through the store, that's a little large. Whatever, you take a game, a DVD game or a PlayStation game, you put it in your pocket. You can walk around the store with that in your pocket. It's not till you actually leave the exit with it to where it's considered theft. So unless they track them throughout the whole store, and I believe that they would, because a lot of those cameras, so even in Walmart back in 2010, they had a system where you could tap a face, right? Almost like my cameras outside, where it tracks a person and then another camera will take over when that person goes. So they're all linked.
What?
So as a person would walk through, let's just say they're in the electronics department in Walmart, you tap their face, that camera that's in that bubble is a pan tilt zoom. So it's going to follow that person. And once that gets out of focus, the other camera 4, camera 5, would then pick up that person, zoom on them, and focus on them. So if that's what they're doing, then great. They just have to make sure that they track them literally out of the place. All that's going to happen though is someone is actually going to pay and then sue Target.
Well,
Like that's all that it takes. It's just one person to say that you're, charged me with this crime and I have proof. Here's a receipt that I paid for it on this date, on that time that I was there. And then Target is gonna. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be on Target. Maybe AI, the software developers, but I think it's a great idea. I don't know about $900, but I guess it makes sense because people steal, and we would get people who steal all the time and open up cookies and steal radios and DVD players, and I mean, it is what it is.
Meat?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
meat. Okay,
Was
you
a
guys.
little old lady.
Horse
and
meat?
Oh
she
God!
stole meat because and turned out her pension was not big enough to have decent food for the rest of the for an entire month or whatever. So that's kind of a hard one. If you have to call the store
Yeah.
detective, listen, I've seen her steal, and it's because she worked her entire life, and they ripped her off with the pension plan. That's kind of, you want to kind of let her go. But you
I mean, that's the whole thing. Is it okay to steal if you're poor?
It depends on what you're stealing. If you're stealing a
Food.
brand new TV, no.
Food.
If you're stealing food, is it okay? No. Is it more excusable because it's not a luxury item? Yes.
I'd let her
It's
go.
essential.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
I think if
stealing
you-
like prime rib or something. Like if you're stealing bread and peanut butter and jelly, believe me, Walmart
Don't
could
get-
do without it. Walmart could do without
Yeah,
it.
if you're in a store and you see a child who looks dirty with a mom who looks dirty, and you see them stealing like Lunchables
go.
or something, I don't even think a civilian would say anything because
No, let 'em
obviously
go.
they need it. You know,
If I saw that, I would buy them food. But if
Yeah.
like if I was the store manager at Walmart and I saw that, I would let them have it, but I would pay for it as well because they need it much more than I do. Yeah, I can't see locking
That goes-
somebody up over that.
What's
And
the
it goes
weirdest
back
thing
into
you
what
have
the item
stolen
is,
before?
right?
Yeah. What'd you say, Matthew?
What's the weirdest thing you've came across that people stole?
Little black kids used to come in and Manville. There's certain parts of Manville that's very black and very ghetto. These little black kids would come in almost like clockwork every day about 4 p.m. and they would steal, like a package of cookies. Okay, so they would open up the cookies like a regular Oreo and then a double stuffed chocolate Oreo, and they would take 1/2 out of the Oreo cookie one and then open up the chocolate one and then mix the Oreos together and eat those.
How much time did they have?
A lot. And you can't say anything to the kid while he's opening it because he might be buying it. So I can't say, I know you've been here every week. That may be true, but they haven't stolen it yet. Just like if you eat something, I'm sure even in your country, if you eat something, as long as you pay for that at the front, you paid for it. You didn't walk out of the store with it yet. Technically, you're not stealing. You're eating it, yes.
No, but it is kind of ambivalent here because
Frowned
most
upon.
people don't know. Like if you have the where you can scoop your own nuts or dried fruits or candy or cookies, whatever, you're not supposed to eat those because actually the act of you eating them while you have not paid for them can be considered stealing.
That's stupid.
Do they do that? Usually it's not acted upon because the same thing. You have a package, you have a kid in the car,
Right.
and he's, you're hungry. You open the,
Sure, you
the
give him one,
package,
sure,
you give him
sure,
something. As
sure.
long as you put the package, pay for it, they're not gonna do anything about it. But actually, it is possible to consider it stealing.
Yeah, it's not in America. Well, at least not in America. You can eat a whole bag of chips as long as you save the chips, and when you bring them up, you check out. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I've never
So
done
if
that.
they do that,
I mean, we've all done that, though. Been to a grocery store and you eat some shit that you bought, right? No?
yeah,
Oh. Okay.
So, no.
you're thirsty or whatever, and you open something, and
Sure.
Nope.
I saw a
didn't think it was
video.
allowed. So, no.
I saw a video of an old lady at a grocery store who peeled all of her fruit. So she took the peels off the bananas, she took the peels off the oranges, and all that stuff because she didn't want to pay for the garbage because those fruits are weighed. And
Yeah.
she brought peeled fruit up to the register, and the guy was like, "What is this?" And
No,
she
she
was like, "I
didn't.
peeled it. I'm not paying for that."
No, she didn't.
She
We're
was
talking about
Oh
cents.
my God, bro.
I've never seen that. So you know what the cashier does? Takes her eggs and starts breaking them and opening them in the bag. She got
Wait, is that that's gotta be
I don't
gotta
know,
be
she
comedy.
She looked angry, man.
Oh well, he definitely lost his job, right? Like you can't do that.
Still worth it.
Well, I mean, if we're going that far, right? Might as well get rid of the eggshells while we're at it. You know, that's interesting. It is garbage, and skin
Yeah,
on
right?
a fruit weighs like on an orange is pretty heavy. It's not light.
No, it's
Yeah, but it's gonna be cents.
Oh yeah, unless you're buying like 1,000, you know, 1,000
Yeah.
pounds of it, then of course probably like $10. But still, that's ridiculous.
And you guys probably have it too, right? Where you can actually buy it. I always found that the most strangest product I've ever seen. Peeled fruit to immediately.
You don't
consume.
understand how much time that saves. Like, I would rather pay extra for that than do it myself.
What do we buy that's peeled fruit, Brie?
Pineapples.
Okay, that's a bit different. I think
You know how much
everybody.
pain in the butt that is to open and
Oh,
cut?
I agree.
Yeah, you need
I
a
agree,
pineapple
but-
spiraler to do
Yeah,
it.
you don't even
properly.
know if it's ripe yet. Like, you might
Yeah.
buy the wrong one.
Okay, that's different though. I would not
I
call
was
that
talking about apples, bananas, oranges. I was
Oh.
talking. That's easy to peel. You're paying extra.
Yeah, you
to
will
have someone
find. Well,
peel.
you find bananas peeled, but they're cut. You don't find a
Yeah.
full banana.
No.
Just-
Cut. But even then, how long does that take you to do that yourself?
That's accurate. No, that's accurate. Sure. I've never seen a peeled apple though.
you're talking about
Oh, it's
fruits.
also sliced. It's also sliced.
You
I
don't
have
get sliced
bought-
fruit where you're at.
No. But you guys are talking about fruits. One of the most lucrative things that you can buy in a store is the packages with the pre-washed and pre-separated lettuce.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. What were you gonna say, Brie? You got to learn to talk up when we're
I
talking.
bought Jay sliced apples before because I thought that'd be easier because they're already sliced. They went bad in like 48 hours.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
were all individually wrapped. Like, it was an individual apple, 6 of them, and they all went bad within 2 days.
Oh yeah.
I never
'Cause
bought
the
them again.
skin's not there to protect it. That's what the
How is
skin's
it
for.
supposed to stay? Like, how is that even supposed to last a week? Because I assume it's for child's lunches, already cut. But they can't even last.
Probably meant to be bought and used.
Yeah, right away. All right, so what do you got, Brie? You want me to play this other one?
Which one?
Europe.
Sure.
Mm.
I like this one. A little bit of reality check.
Are always like, oh my gosh, Europeans are always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you want to go back to America. All the Americans I know say they love it here. They never want to leave. I'm black. The Americans you know that are here are more likely than not white. The racism here is like another level of racism that's like truly from the source, from the roots, that I personally never experienced in America, personally. Granted, I'm not African American and I'm not from down south, but still, this is like another level for me. And I think people aren't giving enough credit to Americans who do so much work to combat social inequalities and all types of things like that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that work is not really being done over here at the same rate that it's being done in America. And I feel like I've been shot like 10 steps back in time. And it's almost as if there's no desire to include Black and brown people, to understand and learn their cultures as they continue to immigrate here. And so I'm ready for people to stop romanticizing what Europe should be like for me as a Black person and start doing that work.
Nope.
Hold on.
Yep. I agree.
That I personally never experienced in America, personally. Granted, I'm not African American and I'm not from down south, but still, this is like another.
Okay, so first off, you just told me in that little blip there that America is more woke than Europe because of social inequalities. Second of all, yeah, I'm just going to speak my mind right off the jump. Second of all, you shouldn't expect another country to adapt your culture, okay? You're going to their country, you adapt theirs. It doesn't work the other way. If they wanted your culture, they would have went to your country or wherever you're from and then adapted your culture. It doesn't work that way. Anyway, move on. Next.
And also, Americans constantly complain about how racist America is. That's a chick who left America and discovered that other parts of the world are way more racist.
I wouldn't say. I can agree with one part. We have racism here, yeah, but it's because of good reasons. And the second part, I don't think we're more racist than and the social structure they get. I'm willing to bet you can get money here, which you can't get in the States.
But maybe people in Europe, like European countries, are more vocal about the discrepancies of skin color than they are here. Because here, you'll get filmed and posted to the internet. There, everyone speaks another language.
I don't understand people keep talking about racism. What? You guys, define racism for me.
Hate of another religion, color.
Hate based purely on skin color.
Unsubstantiated hate. So with no.
What's the difference between racism and preference?
Preference is like.
Yeah.
What did you say? What's the difference?
Preference is like something that you prefer. Like I prefer to have strawberries to apples.
I prefer to hang out with white people over black people. Does that make me racist?
Does it make you racist to not want to date a black girl?
No,
that means that's preference. If I don't want to have sex with a black girl because she's black, that's my preference. It's not because I'm racist. I think racist is when old school definition terms is that when I think my race is better than yours. That in layman's term, that's what racism is. So because people don't want you in their store, or not in their store, if they don't want to date you because you're black, that's like saying that you don't want to date a transgender because you're transphobic. I don't think that's how that works. I just don't want to date a transgender.
Preference.
That's not. It's not what you're making it out to be. Because I don't want to go to China does not mean that I'm a xenophobe. That means that I don't like Chinese people. I don't understand how that makes me racist. So because I have a preference or because I have something that I prefer over something else, I love filet mignon. I think hot dogs are okay. Does that mean that I'm racist towards steak versus pork? No.
Well, I think the problem is that there's not much racism anymore. Like, there's not actual racism going on. So they just take anything that they can and mold that into something that is against them.
100%. You look at the 70s, the riots in the 80s and the 90s in California. Forget California. Look at the whole thing that happened in the 60s and the 70s where the cops down south are just beating black people on the street. Is that racist? 100%. You're saying because someone is black, you're beating them, they're doing something bad. But because an individual does not, I don't know if I was like, lynching black people or something, yes, you have a great argument. But if I just don't prefer that does not make me racist. I'm sorry, I don't feel that way. I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, but it is a fact that now they take everything. Everything falls under that definition of being racist.
Yeah, but racist or not, I do think that America as a whole caters more to the individual needs or feelings than Europe does,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is not a good thing. It's not a good thing, but
No. It's crazy. Our commercials have every single race in them in one family. The mom's
That's-
Asian, the dad's black, one kid's white, one kid's Indian. What happened? How did
That's
this
the same thing.
You know,
Same
like,
over
it
here,
makes
Brie.
no sense.
It's the same over here. The only people you seem to not see in commercials anymore is white people.
It's white people. Oh my gosh, I was watching like live news because we don't have YouTube TV anymore. So I have to watch CBS because that's the only option that's free for whatever reason. And every commercial, there's no white people, and half the
Nope.
commercials are in Spanish. I don't understand what you're saying, Metronet. Like, I don't know what you're saying at all. It's like, hola, chicas que te campeón. Two kinds of Wi-Fi, yes.
now is that racist? No.
No, I don't think that's racist. That's just, it's factual. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, is BET racist for not having white people on it? Why does racism only work towards black people? It doesn't work towards anything else.
I think that's pretty racist, honestly.
You cannot
What,
be
you think
racist.
what's racist?
You cannot be
BET?
racist against the white person.
Yeah,
There's
but
no-
when we
there's
claim
no
racism,
WPT.
how come no white people claim racism? Because is the argument we can't?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it kind of because we can't, but also because we don't care enough to claim racism. Like, do we think it? Yeah. Are we gonna put up a fuss about it? No. We just don't watch the channel because we're normal people. Like,
Yeah, and on average, we're all already financially better off. So why even bother?
Wait, are
Yeah,
you saying that we're better? Then it's not racism.
That is racism if you're saying you're better than a different race.
But it isn't racism if you're better.
Say that again?
So if you're better, it can't be construed as racism.
It
You
can or
think
can't.
that you're better. You
And
think you're better, but if you
well,
can
if
actually
you are
factually
better
prove
than
that
the
you
other
are,
race, it isn't
Look what
racist.
Mixture said in chat. See, that I don't agree with. Semantics. To be racist, you have to be a minority. Why?
Minority? No.
no. I've never heard that. Like, for it to be a hate crime, you
No,
have to
she's
be
saying
the
that. No.
minority
She's
party.
saying that's what they say. In order for that, we can't be racist because we're a majority. We're not a minority. That's what she's saying.
That's
yeah, but
not
that's changing. So that doesn't work anymore.
Wow, white people are still a majority. But okay, so if I go to, using that argument, if I was to go to China, okay, and I say that I don't like Chinese people because they're racist because I'm white, then that's okay. But if now I move to a different location and now I'm in America where it's traditionally white people and I say that Chinese people are still racist, is that okay? Because either way, they have the majority. Well, I actually think India took over China, but either way, Asians are racist towards white people. That's okay for me to say because I'm a minority in that case then. But I can't say that towards somebody that is a minority versus me. You don't think that there's black people that are racist towards white people? Jordan Peele.
Oh, yeah.
Good example.
I don't know
Well,
what. I don't
you had to move there, right? To make it non-racist, you actually have to be there. You can't say that over here because you are where you're at. You are the majority, so you have to move to China to make it non-racist. Then
You know what I?
and then
think
you won't
about
be able to use
racism?
the social media.
Here's the deal: if black people don't like white people, great. Okay. I don't find a big deal about it. I don't know why we're making a big deal about it. You could still go out and go buy whatever you want to buy. Find a store that sells to you what you want to buy. Who cares if people are racist towards you? I don't get the big deal. It's not like we're lynching people. Like, if you call me cracker or white trash, I don't. Okay.
and you're
I don't
still
understand
free.
the problem. Yeah, what's
If
the
it's
problem?
that bad, you can move. You can always move. Pack up
Well,
your
that-
stuff and move.
Black person in that video is going to move back to America because we care more about social inequalities. racism is gone in America as a whole. I'm not saying from every American, but as a country, it is long gone. It's long gone. You have the same things you could have now than you did 10 years ago.
Or even more.
Yes, or even more.
But it's not
Yeah.
enough.
And speaking of the catering thing, there's also like tuition grants for Black people, Chinese people, Indians, all of these other races and ethnicities, but not for white people. And there's like quotas to reach the number of people who aren't white in colleges. Like, what's that about? So if I have a 4.0 GPA, that 3.2 was going to get in before me because of race?
Yeah. Yeah. They lowered the standards for the Black people.
Okay, I kind of agree with that, though.
Why?
It's like the army has to promote X amount of Black people, Black women before, actually Chinese or Asian Oriental women over Black women. I do believe in that. For the simple fact is, if you don't have that, people are going to say you're racist. So in order to counter that argument, we do have Chinese people, we do have Black people, and there's such a small fraction of them in the military. We have to promote those before the white male. White male is the last in line.
That's not fair. They're probably the most qualified. Like
that's letting them in. What if they don't go through all the tests? Like,
no, that's not letting them in. That's promoting them.
Yeah, that's promoting them, but you still have to go to boot camp. So if they're physically not ready, you get kicked. So the same with universities. I have no problem letting them in, and you lower it a bit so they kind of make the
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with lowering the bar. The military
initially to get them in. Initially to get them in.
I don't agree with that either.
But then you have to have a grade average, and if they don't make it, they get spelled out. So you get one chance, and that's it.
No. What I agree with is, using Bree's analogy, is you have two people that are 4.0. You have me that's a 4.0 and Bree that's a 4.0. She should get it before I should.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? We're both equally intelligent. We both have the same GPA, but because there's so many white male, but I'm not going to complain to the world that a woman got it before me. It's just the way that it is. There's so many males that are in here. It's a cutthroat market. So I have to find something else that I can get my 4.0 in. But I do believe that as long as we are on the same playing scale, this is truly equal opportunity. It's not saying you're better than me and I'm better than you. It is based off of, we have X amount of men in here, we have X amount of female. We have too many men. So we both take the same scores. The female's going to get it before you. I don't think you should lower the bar and let them in before somebody else. No, I don't think so. No.
See, but that's the problem. But because that's what's happening now.
Yeah, that I don't agree with.
So
I think it should be blind.
You end up
like,
getting
you don't know
people
if they're
that
male
less...
or female. You don't know anything. All you know is their scores, and that is it. You don't know their race. You don't know their sex. You don't know where they come from. All you see is scores. That's what it should be.
That would be fair. That would be fair.
Yeah, because now with this system, you're ending up with people that are less qualified in a position because...
Okay, you're talking about the system that's in place now, not my system. Yeah. Okay.
No, the system that's so. Would you want you have to have an operation? Would you want a surgeon that's 80 percentile, or would you want the colored one that only got 55 percentile?
No, I want the best one for the job. Yeah, I want that.
I got to pick the doctor who did my tits. It was a straight white male. That is who I selected. I don't want a girl. Girls are rough to other women. And like female stuff, if you go to the doctor, you don't choose a female because she's going to destroy you on purpose. If
she
you go
wants
to a male,
your pussy to match hers.
Yeah, he's so gentle. Like, a guy will be so gentle because, number one, he doesn't want a lawsuit. And number two, he knows that the female body is sensitive by not having it. So I always pick a dude for every doctor, dentist, anything, because they're going to be kinder to you than a woman is.
And if I was to pick a doctor, for GP, I would prefer a female doctor over a male doctor because she will care more about my situation and be more passionate than a doctor that will just write me a script just to get me out of his office.
Isn't that weird?
That's interesting that for women you prefer a man, and then for men we prefer women.
Oh yeah, a man will be like, "Let me warm this up for you." A woman will be like, "Breathe in."
Only men? When you had your prostate exam, who did it, a man or a woman?
I've never had a prostate exam.
Well, when you have it done, you're going to say you prefer a woman because a woman's going to go in there and make you come. A man is going to do it and he's going to hurt your rectum.
Yeah,
Gonna...
the finger argument Bree just made. It's
what?
You have tiny fingers.
Yeah, a man's going to go in there. He might even use 2 fingers to massage your prostate, bro.
You get the guy that has the.
You're going to change.
The big hands.
You're going to change today, trust me. You're going to be like, damn, I should have got that female. Even though she was a butch-ass bitch, you should have got her.
You meet your doctor, he shakes your hand. His hand fully covers your entire hand.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Good.
You're a urologist. Are you sure? Were you a mechanic before you were a doctor? You got a lot of calluses on your fingers, bro.
I used to work construction before this.
Those bands when you shake his hand, you pull it away, and his calluses on your his index cut your hand. Yeah, you're not going to my ass with that. Nope. Do you have an assistant you're going to use?
It's bad when you hear an OJ trial phrase. Damn it, these XXL gloves, they don't fit.
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I prefer women. But they do it in the military like that, so it is equal. They're trying to balance out the numbers, so you have 50% men, 50% woman. 10% of the men are Chinese, 10% of the men are black. You get it? So they're doing it to make it balanced. They're not doing it. They are doing it for diversity, but it's a matter of making everything equal, and they try really hard at that. The Army, not so much the Marines or the Navy, but the Army does.
But with your system, I can agree with that. If it's both equally level of whatever intelligence or then okay, but not the system that's in place now. It's like, oh, let's hire the doofus because we have to get the quota, so we get the money from the government. That's not the way to do it. And you end up in a gunfight with the Sergeant or Private Gomer Pyle. That's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Okay, what's this other one you sent me, Brie?
Oh, there is a new thing that you could be now. You don't have to be male or female or wanting to be male or wanting to be female, wanting to be both, wanting to be neither. There's a whole new category for you.
Nice. Whoa.
Hi, my name is Asa. I am a member of a DID system, and I'm also a bearded vulture therian.
Come again? A bearded vulture?
Therian.
Google this.
My name is Asa. I am a member of a DID system, and I'm also a bearded vulture therian. I have 2 questions. One is for other therians, specifically bird therians, and the other question is for other systems who have therian system members. So first question for other bird therians, what are some things you do that help you feel more connected to your stereotype? Like, I know that for people whose stereotypes are 4-legged.
You guys wanted boys to be able to kiss boys, and we said fine. And then you guys wanted to use pronouns, and we said fine. And then you guys want to be bearded vultures. If I find out I'm a bearded vulture, I'm gonna freak the fuck out, okay? I thought I was just Jewish, alright? What the fuck is
Started off rough.
Use pronouns and we said fine. And then you guys want to be bearded vultures. If I find out I'm a bearded vulture, I'm gonna freak the fuck out, okay? I thought I was just Jewish, alright? What the fuck is going on?
Hi, my name is Awesome.
Started at the beginning of when he talks.
Okay, I just want to put this out there. I love what the guy said. Okay, if she can be a bearded vulture, then I'm an albino vacuum cleaner.
Are four-legged.
You guys
People, man.
wanted boys to be able to kiss boys, and we said fine. And then you guys wanted to use pronouns, and we said fine. And then you guys want to be bearded vultures. If I find out I'm a bearded vulture, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Okay? I thought I was just Jewish. Alright? What the fuck is going on?
Hi, my
Yeah,
name's
well,
For the love of God, what is a bearded vulture
I
therian?
think it's a bird. A therian's a bird, is it not?
oh,
it's a
it's
bird.
an entire group of people that identify as an animal, apparently. The group, the name is a collection name. So if you don't identify as a human, you could be a bird therian, a wolf
Do you think
therian.
this shit existed before the internet? Honestly.
No.
No.
I think we need the floods, but that's just me.
You don't think that people were furries before the internet? Come on.
Well, there's a difference between furries and therians. Therians believe that they are an animal. A furry just likes to dress up and get freaky. Like, a furry is a sex thing. A therian is
fetish.
an identity issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one is a
And you don't
kink
think
or
that
a
people
fetish?
had identity issues 100 years ago thinking that they were giraffes?
No.
No. I've never met someone with that kind of neck. I don't think
You
so.
would either
I
be
think
the-
it comes down to the internet thing. Maybe there was, Jay, but it was contained. And now people go on the internet and discover,
like that one
this is
guy.
actually normal.
Well, it's like that one guy, the comedy skit, where he was talking about wearing a diaper. People would do it in their house, and then all of a sudden, people are going outside wearing a diaper now, and it's just. I think that's
Well,
because we just accept it. That's why you see it more. Is if more
Yeah, too
people
much
didn't
acceptance.
accept it, then you would see less of it.
I think it's more of a case like 100 or 150 years ago. You would either be the village idiot that does it, you would get a beating until you no longer believed you were something else, or they would lock you up and throw away the key.
Ah, the good old days.
Yeah, you can't lock somebody up and throw them out, throw away the key for something like that. That's too.
Well, back in the day, if a woman was hysterical, they just masturbated her. That's how they tamed women. Was they pleased
Electrodes.
them?
Wait, what?
With electrodes on the genitals.
You didn't hear that? So if a woman was considered hysterical, one of the therapies was getting her to come a lot.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I swear, that's what
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
male doctors. They're like,
Yeah.
I know this works. You're healed.
They would diddle her until she, that
Yeah, they
wasn't
put her
a-
legs in stirrups, and then they. That's how they made women unhysterical. They're no
Get the
longer.
fuck
able-
out of here.
medicine.
Wait, when you're saying hysterical, you talking about like they're crying a lot, or you
No,
talking?
like hysterical could be an argument of women. Like it could just be like a woman who said, "I don't want to go out today," and then he just calls them up, being like, "She needs another treatment," and take her in.
And why don't we do that anymore? I think this could work.
Well, you can have a lot of pissed off husbands. You can have a lot of pissed off husbands. You got your wife's going into the doctor today, so that means you ain't getting sex for the next 5 days.
No. This is modern day. We've come a long way. The doctor would prescribe it, and you have to do it. You have to do the treatment.
Oh, they're not going to do it on their own, so you're going to need a doctor to help because clearly they didn't do it to begin with.
Oh yeah. Well, the first time I think a doctor can come along at your house and kind of guide you if you need it, if you need some lessons. But after that,
I did
you're
not
on
know
your own.
that. That's factual.
Oh yeah, and if you were considered a whore, like you went around too much and slept with too many dudes, they like cut off your jams.
Wait, when did they get rid of this hysterical clitoris
Oh.
jamming?
I don't know. It was
5
so
years
when
ago.
sanitariums. Yeah,
Last year, I think it happened
sanitariums-
last.
when sanitariums were around.
So 70s?
I guess. But if you were considered like a whore, they would cut off your clitoris. So that way you wouldn't get pleasure from sex anymore. That you would only use
Oh,
your
like the
vagina to
castration?
procreate.
The
Yep.
castration
They
thing?
did some messed up stuff to ladies.
if we apply that now, there's gonna be not a lot of women that get
There'd be
it,
no
get
clips
to
left.
enjoy it.
There's also going to be
Did
no
they do
OnlyFans.
shock therapy down there as well?
Yeah, they did
What?
some weird stuff. It's really weird.
I was unaware of the doctor masturbating thing. I've never heard of that. That's fascinating.
I really like TV shows, especially ones that involve sanitariums, because I feel like if I was around back then, I'd be there. You know?
Oh yeah, I would have worked that. I would have worked at an insane asylum. I always wanted to, just because those people fascinate me. Oh, you would have been a patient.
Absolutely, I am out of my mind. Like I would have been a patient. I'm too loud, too hyper. They'd put me in a box. You know?
Put me in a box.
Come on, Bree. It's
how would they have dealt with you back in those times?
Straight jacket, electrotherapy.
A lot of it.
Yeah, because you're not really sad or you don't do any crime. You're just
too much. They would also like put women in like a hot bath that's like exceptionally hot and trap them in there. You cannot leave the bath. Like you are stuck in there. That's the type of therapy.
What?
Acting out. Like they did a lot of bad
so
stuff.
it's a form of punishment or conditioning.
Punishment that's labeled as therapy.
Yeah.
I really love sanitarium stuff just because it's so random and violent. You know, it really brings joy to my weird heart.
I don't think they would have done anything to you back then because you don't you're just.
I think I would have been a great housewife, but I might have like gone loopy. You know.
Gone loopy.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're talking about the same people that did lobotomize people for what was it? That's difficult. Melancholy? Yeah, melancholy. And if you were a little aggressive or you cried a lot, tuk.
Yes.
Destroy that frontal lobe
again. That's where they stick the.
Oh, it's so great.
The eye pick in the eye, and they destroy something in your brain.
Yeah, so they put it right here, right in like your eye socket, like your tear socket. They take like a little tiny hammer, and they just go. And then that goes into your frontal lobe, which disables like memories and sad stuff, but it leaves your ability to function alone.
Yeah, but it
so
also
you're still
turns
able
them
to
kind
do
of
basic
into
tasks.
vegetables.
Yes, if they did it wrong, which happened a lot because we were talking about a hammer and an ice pick. You know, like, it's not an exact science.
So they would have no emotion at all anymore. They would just sit there and they
always
would,
or sometimes.
Forever.
Most of the time they would go emotional.
No. I mean the like if they did 10 people, how many out of those 10 would actually be fucked up?
5, 6.
Oh, so the success rate wasn't very good. But then they still do lobotomies now. You know that, right? They do micro lobotomies now.
Yeah, they still do shock therapy. It's just called something nicer. It's called ECT instead of electrotherapy, which stands for electroconvulsive therapy, which isn't any better, but
yeah, but it does work though. It does work though.
Yes, because it rewires your brain. It's like a jump start to certain neurons that haven't been used, like different pathways to kind of make you think better. And if you're so sad or so broken that nothing's helping, then at that point, who cares?
Why not do that to the criminals? Why not do the people that are hippoing people? Shut that part of the brain off. Shut it off. Don't do it to the people that are harmed.
I think it's considered inhumane now.
Yeah.
What, to do it to people that are fucked up?
Yeah.
But it still exists.
Yeah, they have special chairs for it, right?
Treatment. Now you're forcing someone. So there's a person going in. I have these kind of issues. They determine this is the only.
So it's better to kill somebody then? So it's better to kill somebody then? That's the answer?
Oh, no, I agree with your statement. I just think that most organizations that are responsible for human rights would jump on.
How is killing somebody not? Because that's the argument, right? Is that killing people are the humane thing to do, right? That's the humane. How is that humane? How?
Because a person is not doing it. It's something else, some contraption. So you're not actually killing it. You're
But there's a
using
person
something.
behind that contraption to activate that contraption.
Yeah.
Therefore, that person is doing it.
Because we're perfecting it and it's almost painless. We
Well,
assume
not
it's
anymore,
almost
because now
painless.
all those pharmaceutical companies want nothing to do with them. So now they're saying, "Fuck you! You're not using our meds." So if you're getting our meds, it's illegal. And if you're saying you're using our meds, we're suing you. So now they have to find all new ways to lethally get rid of somebody. I don't understand how that's humane.
Yeah, and that one new way took over 30 minutes to kill the guy. You
Yeah,
have to believe that he felt some of that. 30 minutes?
30 minutes? Yeah.
And people
He
will
felt
argue that he deserved to feel that because of the shit that he did. What happens if he repented and he was sorry for what he did? It didn't matter anymore? It's a little vindictive, no? Is that not considered?
If you want to go more vindictive, you can go eye for an eye, right? You killed somebody, you shot that person, we're going to shoot you. You suffocated a person, we're going to suffocate you.
Not only that, let's say you spend 30 minutes. He's still alive. So what do? You pull him off, and now he's a vegetable that makes sounds, and now you try again, and you're gonna televise that. I don't think that. I think so. You will show compassion.
You want people to stop committing crimes, or you want the death penalty to go away? You need to do one thing and one thing only: televise every single one.
Yeah.
It's either going to get people so disgusted they're going to want to veto it, or people will love it and they'll watch it.
Force people to watch it.
Yes, yeah, every channel. Yep. And if you like it, then great, we'll keep it. If you hate it and you shut your TV off, well, then we get rid of it.
That's what used to be. That is what used to happen, right? People would gather in the square or whatever. Executions were public.
There were condiments, there were chips, there were popcorns, there were food fairs. That was different. That was
you can still do that.
Well,
you can still do in a bar and get everyone together.
I don't think it'll work the same. It's not real life. Like do it in a town. Go bring back old shit. And you're going to say it's not humane. What the fuck is the difference between a guillotine and what you're doing now? A guillotine, the guy's dead.
And it's probably quicker.
It's dead. If you get front row seats, you get a little bit of blood on you. And you keep that shirt to remember
splash zone.
You get a little sewn-in patch. You got a little sewn-in patch that you've been to 20 different lynchings or whatever. Like, that's great. That's good stuff.
I love merch.
Yeah, you get merch. Yes. A loyalty program. Buy 10 tickets, you get your 11th free. People love the death penalty. Go to it.
Coffee cups, T-shirts.
I think if more people saw it, people would want to get rid of it.
I think it's going to swing the other way, Jay. I'm sorry.
Because people are dark.
No, I don't think so. Not when they're forcing their kids to watch it. Nope. I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but that wasn't way back when the case. They didn't allow kids back then either, right?
Oh, yes.
Or did they?
Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah.
But they didn't force it, right? The parents could choose. You weren't forced to watch it.
I mean, when you look at those pictures, bro, there were 6-year-olds up there with like little banners.
Oh, yeah.
And shit.
But they weren't forced.
That's kind of adorable.
I mean, the parents brought them probably.
I don't think the parents left them at home back then either. I mean, it was 1800s. You go wherever the family goes. Like, it was a party, bro. It was a fair, literally. I'm not talking about movies. Like, well documented. Like, even the witch trials, people were partying. Like, it was 1999. I don't think it would be that way today. I don't. I honestly don't think the death penalty does anything. It just gets rid of the person.
Do you think we're too sensitive now or not?
Too sensitive, yeah. Would you say it saves money, Bree?
Oh, yes. The more that we kill, the more money we have.
Okay, but one could argue and say that because they're on death row, an average person on death row is going to waste so much of the state's money through appeals and all the time versus someone that's not on death row and they don't have to do those appeals to try to save their life.
Yeah, but then we still have to pay the cops to watch them. We have to pay for the food, their laundry, their clothing.
So you're saying get rid of prison?
Oh no, I'm just saying kill them all.
Kill them all, keep the prison.
Who do you think should die?
Yeah.
Who do you think should die in prison? What types of people?
Anyone who's killed someone. Malicious.
Yes, that's what we. Yeah, yesterday.
So like a car accident where it was an accident and you're charged with murder, like manslaughter, that wouldn't be considered like a death sentence. But if you're convicted for murder for stabs, then yes.
What about hippos?
No, they don't deserve to die. They deserve to be castrated.
Okay.
And hippo.
And let loose after castration?
Absolutely. What are they gonna do? You cut off their tool, like.
Well, I mean, they can still use their hands and shit, but.
But why do those people have to go door to door and say who they are? But we could live next to an ex-con who's a murderer.
I agree.
That's weird.
I agree. I would rather live next to a hippo than someone that fucking killed 5 people.
Yes.
I don't call me crazy. I'll take a good cucumber in the butt before I take a bullet through the forehead. You know,
Well,
figure it out.
Put it like that.
I'm just saying, it is so accurate in America. Like, you have to go around and tell people everywhere you go, but a murderer does not. And they say that murder is a crime of passion. So is hippo. They're both crimes of passion.
Oh, yeah.
It's what you want right now. It's the same fucking thing, bro. It's okay, whatever. And what about child jammers? Same thing, castrate.
Yep.
What about a person that is a DOI and then kills someone?
Ooh.
Because that's a tricky one, right?
Is that premeditated though?
The drinking is. Getting behind the wheel drunk is.
Oh, DUI.
Oh, sorry. Did I
I'm
mispronounce
trying to figure
it?
out what a DOI is in my brain. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. Like,
A dead on arrival.
Ooh.
you should be given a medication where you can no longer synthesize alcohol, where it no longer gives you pleasure. Like they do with drug addicts and Suboxone. How you take that, you no longer feel pleasure from doing like the drugs.
They have that pill. I remember we were looking this up the other day. They have a pill that they banned, but you take this pill, and if you try to drink alcohol, it makes you violently vomit.
Yeah, that.
Ooh. Violently vomit. Like, I'm not talking about like, I'm talking fever. Yeah, they banned it, but as soon as you swallow alcohol, the way that it acts, even if you were to have like a beer battered chicken, there's something in the chemical of alcohol that stays even when cooked, and it makes you violently vomit. Give them that somehow and make them take the pill every day.
Oh, and for the castrated people, they should also lose their testicles. Because they should not be able to procreate ever. Because their gene is messed
a eunuch, right? A eunuch is somebody with no...
Yep, something is wrong with them mentally. They could pass that on to another generation. That needs to go. All of it. You need to be a Ken doll.
You need to be a Ken doll.
Yep.
I like it.
Not fair. Because a man doesn't need a penis to have a baby. He just needs testes.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess you could do that. I was trying to come up with a reason why you shouldn't do that, but I mean, they do that in certain states now, where if you hippo somebody, they chemically castrate you. It's a pill, propavanitol. Take it for like 10 days and it's permanent.
Yeah.
It's literally a prescribed pill, which is, I don't know why you would be prescribed that aside from committing a crime.
Right?
Unless you already have 13 kids and they're going like, yeah, no.
Well, that's what they do with the
Well,
kids
you
that up there growing up, right? They prescribe them the same medicine for chemical castration. That's one of the medications they prescribe.
No,
For transgender kids?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
that's terrible.
Yeah. And they know it has it can have awful side effects. That's a known fact. And still they prescribe it to the young children that want to stop their puberty. And that's
What? Wouldn't that
they
stop their
do.
growth? Because don't you need those hormones to grow as a man? Like you have a growth spurt at around 13, 16, right? Because you're all little and all of a sudden you jump.
Yeah.
I thought that was like testosterone. Like when you start to build testosterone as a child, that you
And
get
then
that
you
growth spurt.
bulk up.
Yeah,
and
then all of a sudden all the kids are super tall.
That's what a puberty blocker is. A puberty blocker is off-label chemical castration. It's not
No
labeled.
way.
Yeah, it's not labeled as chemical. It's off-label. It just does that secondary. Wow.
And if you look up the side effects of it and what ooh.
Is that forever?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's non-reversible.
Irreversible. No.
that's sad.
Wow. I didn't know that. I thought it just stopped your hormones, like put it in a halt. I didn't know that it...
That it stopped you from ever being able to procreate? That's nuts. Like, that's the one thing that's ingrained in everyone's brain.
What?
Within 10 or 20 years, you're going to have a lot of depressed people walking around.
We already do.
But what do you do about that? What do you tell them? No?
Find a hobby. Like,
Find a hobby.
get off the internet, find a hobby, make bracelets.
If that's what someone wants to do, what do you tell them? No? It's their life.
No.
If that's what
Yeah. My solution in my head, nobody's gonna like. We need some serious conflict. We need a good old fashioned war to put our priorities
between
back into
straights
line.
and transgenders?
No. A good world war.
How does that fix that, though?
Because
now
they no
you're
longer
making-
have a choice.
those are first world problems. You have
Yes.
nothing to worry about, and you're creating new ones. Now, if you put a very serious issue into place, those problems will fade away. They won't exist anymore.
You don't think they'll come back after the war?
No, we'll
Yeah,
keep the
and-
war going.
Yeah.
See, Jordan, I was of the same mindset until we talked about this, and Jay went like, "Yeah," but then all the manly men are going to go off to war.
Yeah, now
Those
you
are
have
the ones
whatever's
that are
left
gonna get
over.
killed.
Well, that's what
And
happened
they're gonna
now. That's why we have what we have now.
Yeah,
Is because all those strong men went to combat and they didn't come back. So whatever was left here was the baby makers.
Yeah, to a certain extent.
And then
But you still
using
have-
your argument, if that's the case, look at the war between Russia and Ukraine. You tell me that transgenders are not a problem there? That's a good old-fashioned war.
I'm willing to bet in Russia the numbers are way lower than in the States, right?
Yeah, because they
Oh,
can't.
yeah.
Well, because it's not really widely accepted there. But I can promise you that in Ukraine, I can bring you to a YouTube if you like of a very famous transgender from Ukraine. So
It
didn't
probably
seem
exists. I still think it's societal. I don't think it's nature.
is the transgender still in Ukraine during the war, though, or
Yes.
safely?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Right in
If
Kiev,
it's-
bro. Right in Kiev. Right outside the house, there's fucking bombs dropping and the lamps and shit are shaking. So it's pretty real. And they're doing their makeup and shit and making jokes. You're not worried about a fucking mortar dropping on your head while you're doing your lips. Like, I watch it for the one day the live is gonna just cease and it's over. Like, I'm just waiting. That's dark as shit, but I don't think that'll fix it. I don't think you can fix it. If people want to cut their dick off, bro, cut your dick off. If you want to cut your boobs and your vagina off,
I think they're
Yeah.
too young to make those choices.
okay,
Yes.
we're not talking
And-
about minors. We're not talking about minors. We're talking about
Oh, like 25-year-olds?
no, 16 and up.
Too young.
I agree, but I'm saying don't glorify it. don't give in or go with the delusion or whatever they have. Don't do that, because now
But
you're making a
Matthew-
circus out of it.
But Matthew, we even glorified, if you want to get technical,
Meh.
By being,
by
Yeah.
talking about it.
yeah,
We also keep it alive.
It's same thing as racism then. If you
If
just
you want it to
shut
go
up.
away, stop talking about it.
Nah.
I
Well,
wonder
it's
what
not
would happen
really
if you tried
in-
that. Try that.
It's not really
Everybody
in my
just stops
world.
talking about transgenders. Let them do their videos, and everybody just never mentions them. Don't bring it up on news. Don't just stop and see if it goes away.
that is
It
kind of what
does.
happened with homosexuals and lesbians, right? It was a big fuss in the beginning, the first
We just
couple of years,
accepted it.
and then it got rolled into society, and everybody, and now,
Yep.
oh, yeah,
That's
there's a
what I
gay
was
couple.
saying 6 months ago and outside of society. If we just shut the fuck up, yes, you're a they. Fine, great, cool. Just keep doing that. Eventually, it'll just go away. It'll still be there, but you won't have a platform anymore. No one's gonna give a fuck.
They are going at a
Special.
rapid pace. We just find out there's now birds and stuff. So they keep inventing new stuff to accept.
Yeah, to be the minority, to be the
That's
new
right.
minority.
That's why you just accept that as part of society. Okay, fine. And then it'll
So you're
go
in
away.
a minority group, and you want to be special by being in one of those LGBT whatever, and then you want to be even more special and even more, and then you
Unique.
create something that
It's
even
because
those people go like,
it's because transgender is getting more accepted. So now we have to add something else to be unique. We just talked about this yesterday about being unique, right? Or last week. If they're just creating new shit to be different.
Okay,
Yeah,
Just
but back
accept
then
it all,
it
bro.
was different. It was different back then because back then the cool kid at your school could do like a wheelie. Like he was the popular one because he could do something cool on his bike. Yeah, or this kid could play the saxophone exactly like that record. Like he could do something physical or something that requires a skill, and that's what made him special and stand out. Now we're just giving it to anybody.
yeah, just for
And you have to
saying
keep them.
you're something that you're not, and or you don't know what you want to be, or you're something
That's
else.
the thing. That's the thing. If your gender or your species, I don't know, sexuality has now become filler for your personality, you're really an empty shell of a human being.
I agree. If you can merely just be identified by who you are inside, what a terrible existence.
What else can you do? Nothing? Okay.
So you want to be a unicorn today? That's what makes you special. Good.
Yeah.
All right. That's nice.
Yay.
Would be nice.
I have something to tell you. Today I identify as a ginger unicorn.
Yeah,
you're beautiful.
That's really unique.
This
Don't
morning
see many
I
of
had
those.
this morning I had a rainbow poop, so today.
In art,
it's
the
just-
unicorns actually do poop rainbows.
That's okay.
It's nice. It's quite pleasant.
Glitter is sprinkled.
Yes, it does.
Oh, nice.
Regardless, it's cute, but I would go see a doctor. That's not normal. Like if it's truly rainbow, let that check out, man. That's not normal.
Speaking of weird doctor things, I saw a video. This might be TMI, but it was talking about like lady stuff during like her jam, and it was talking about how they never used actual blood to test these products until last year, which is nuts. They were using food dye and water and like fake stuff. They weren't using actual blood. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, no. I always thought that. You're saying now they're using blood to test it?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, they just started because to actually figure out if it will hold it or whatever. But if a woman has a particular type of STD, her blood turns green. I didn't know that. She has a Hulk blood if she has a certain STD.
What?
I didn't even know that was a thing, but I kind of want it. It's green. What?
Just once. I kind of want it
One
once.
time. You know, I don't want to keep
Wait,
it. I
wait.
just want to see
Go
it.
back. It turns green, like menstrual
Green.
blood that is on a tampon or something,
No,
and it
it
dries
turns
up and it goes green.
Green. Like
Her-
real green.
Her
Or
blood?
blood in her veins.
The blood that comes out of her cavity
Cooch. Her
during
cooch.
that time of the month. All green. I've never heard of that.
So festive.
Right?
Wait, what
She got that
color?
Christmas period.
Like dark green or like light green?
Like bright green.
Does she
So
have an
in this-
infection?
Yes. She has some
So in
type-
this case, red is go and green is no.
Yes. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw that TikTok video about it on Reddit. And it was talking about like, oh yeah, they just started testing, and then like he started showing like different food dyes and stuff, and he was like, this is what happens if you have this STD. And I was like, wait, how did it get green? How do you change the color? Like, where's the
Does it go?
slider?
Wait. So it's not a specific woman. It's just a woman with an STD will cause it to be green.
A particular STD. Like,
Which
there's only one
STD?
kind. I don't remember. It was like 3 words, but I loved it.
I want
And
that
you
too.
want to get? And I just want to make sure we're clear. You want to get an STD
No,
so you could
I
get
don't, I don't want it. I just kind of want to see it. Like,
Oh, because you
green.
said earlier you want it just once.
And like, I mean, I want to mind, but I don't want that. You know? I just want to know how to get
No.
a rainbow. You know, I have to buy the expansion pack for the colors. You know,
If you cross the cyan,
That's gotta be a
then you
weird
get another-
advertise.
I'm sorry, I don't find this funny because I'm the one that's going to be caught with the same fucking STD, and then do I come green?
I hope so.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
No, pick something else so you can make something cool. Pick another
Oh
color.
yeah. What can we make?
Nothing.
No, what's a fun color that we can make with
We
green?
no, we don't get anything.
Oh, red, and then you can make purple.
Woo! Okay, let's make purple. Don't leave me.
That's gonna be a weird ad. I'm looking for some dude to give my wife an STD.
It's been a nice year, but
Wait, so the woman gets this STD, and then her blood just for that month until the STD goes away, it now goes back to red. It's interesting. I thought
I didn't even know.
I don't know why they would use regular blood. If you have something that is the consistency of blood, why change it to actual blood to do these tests?
I don't want to gross people out, but it's different.
Yeah, I can't show that. I can promise
No.
you that. Yeah, that's definitely not something I could show on the stream. That is interesting.
I like that. Nick, yes. So Christmassy.
Christmassy.
So, Bree, how much money are you gonna squeeze your tits together for the streams?
As much as I can, because if I don't say anything and I just have big boobsies, then more people watch.
Okay.
You know. And I have a background, so I'm winning.
Do you think it's the same for us?
Yes.
She just went there.
Jordan, I don't think he caught it.
Oh, I caught it. I just it's not me, right? Are you talking about someone specific there?
Oh, well, he's like really famous because he has
Oh,
two
no.
channels. I know. How crazy is that? And it covers like a vast majority of different topics. They talk about food and they talk about movies
At the same time?
at the same time.
At the end of the day, we were lucky to have him, to get him.
Yeah. That's because of Jay. He has the budget.
Yeah.
You know what? We can actually bang out 2 in 1. We watched Wishmaster the other day, and it was an absolutely phenomenal movie that still stands up to today. And back in the day, you know what? I used to be a waitress. So I know some shady things that go on in the back kitchen. So I can turn Spade's 2 channels into 1 right now.
That's some serious competition, Spade.
Right?
The problem is that
20 years ago, that guy had a job. So together, we can make this really pop.
the difference is that he can't put all of those people in the same room
because they would just be staring at each other.
Well, there's not enough of room on the camera
or microphones.
Yeah, you have 3 people plus 2, so you have 6 people that have to show up on one, and I don't think that conversation would go very well.
Yeah, one has merch, one doesn't.
I think Spade can pull off a push-up bra. I think he could do it. Not the same effect, but where's a will, there's a way, right?
But Wishmaster was really good.
Yes.
Like, it's actually a really good movie.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out the dude that's in it, because he has such a familiar face, you would think that you would know him. Never seen him in anything.
He
reminds me of the other guy.
Oh, with the face.
He reminds me of there's a movie with it's a yellow background, and he's like on a bus or something. Nothing.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think where I've seen the guy that looks like him.
There might be another guy. So whoever it is has like a really bad crater face. Like they had really bad.
Adam Dilvahoff or something, or Dilvoff. Great movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it was so cool because I really like horror movies, and nowadays horror movies aren't horror movies anymore. They're like funny, and I don't want that. I want to be scared to go to sleep. You know, I like that feeling because I'm strange, I guess, but I just love feeling like something else is in the room and is going to stab me if I don't pause this movie. I like that. So we were watching Wishmaster. The cool thing about it is the way that people were dying. It was unbelievably creative. That all of the movies I've ever seen, I've never seen murders and deaths like this. I was like, wow, he was smoking something because I don't know how he thought of this.
Yeah.
The guy that plays the dude, it reminds me of Robert Davey.
Let me tell you about one of the murders. Oh my gosh, because it won't ruin the movie. The guy is dying, right? And he's like convulsing on the floor, and you don't know what's wrong with him. His skeleton comes out of his body. That was the evil thing.
Great.
His skeleton comes out, and then his skeleton starts to attack other people to try to get their skeletons. What?
Bree, he looks like him.
Maybe that's why we got him confused.
Yeah. The first clip I saw of the Wishmaster, because I've also never seen the movie.
It's that skin, bro. It's that skin. It's that. Yeah, but the killings. Wes Craven was I would argue and say Wes Craven versus Stephen King.
Well, Stephen King has a lot of bad adaptations of his book, and
did Wes Craven write? No, right?
I don't think so.
I know he wrote, directed, and produced, but I don't think he made books.
Don't think so. Screenwriter, yes. Books? No.
Yeah, he was good, man. Wes Craven, my God. And that was the first one. I think it was from 1998 or 1991. And then we got 2, 3, and 4, and I'm pretty pumped up to watch them. Those are great movies, man. Oh my God.
What's crazy is the quality of the video. Like, we have a really large TV, and you can't tell that it's that old of a movie. But when you watch season 1 of Nip Tuck, Like it looks like trash. And you're like,
Yeah.
how does this work? Like, why is it so bad? But the 90s movie is perfect on a full screen TV.
Well, didn't they always do everything in full frame, even Little Rascals? It's
So
all
why does
full
it-
frame. It's just
He
the
gets cut
technology was
afterwards.
there to not be able to convert a full frame, especially in black and white, to something that can support full frame. That's the purpose of DVD and Blu-ray or VHS. Well, I'd hardly call that full frame, but yeah, that's why you see that quality. And then they could remaster that, Brie, and make it look like it was made yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, and you see the movie, you see the trailer for it, and you think it's about the devil, but apparently the devil is not a djinn. Did you guys know what djinns are?
Yeah, Jinn is a spirit.
Who's watched Supernatural and Charmed? Now is when your skills of knowledge come to light.
What did you think it was? A spirit?
A Jinn is a spirit. It's an evil spirit.
No. Nice try, though. Good guess. Jorn?
A genie. There you go.
That's what
Jinn
Bree
and genie.
said. It is the closest to a genie. It's someone that does wishes, and it's not evil or good. It's
Malicious.
It's the one between the two worlds. And when you read the story of what jinns are, DJINN, it's very fascinating. Like, it almost makes you think that they truly existed. Because it is, that's what it's about.
But
And it's not that it's evil,
always
though, because it can
repercussions,
do,
right?
there are good jinns. Like, there are ones that have good insight. It's just more common to be malicious.
Over time, we've called the good ones leprechauns. And then
Well,
Well,
leprechauns.
there are leprechaun stories where they aren't very
they
nice.
are very
oh,
nasty.
I love that movie.
The movie Leprechaun, like that
Oh,
little
yeah.
evil midget fuck. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I'd burn his face.
You
Yeah.
can't. He escapes. He's so quick.
They used a midget for that, right? That was a midget that did all that.
Yeah, that's not a.
Yep.
Yeah, it was good. And they made what, 5 of them or 4 of them?
Leprechaun. Yeah, they made
A
several.
lot.
You guys ever seen the movie? I felt so old when I was telling Bree this. So growing up, I had a favorite test. See, Spade, we could do this. There was a movie that I loved growing up, and it was called Phantasm. Has anybody seen any of them? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think I have.
With the balls. So they're balls that attack people. Antonis has seen them all. Phantasm.
Oh, Lance likes it too.
1979 was the first one. Great movie. You know, like a Rosemary's Baby type of horror thriller. The Rosemary's Baby's even older, but then they made a second one, the third one, the fourth. Great series of movies. Terrible acting, but good movies.
Good movie.
The issue with movies back then is that if you watch the trailer, you're turned off from the movie. Because the trailers from back then have no relation to the movies at all. Like, if you watch the trailer for the game, you'll never watch the movie.
No, but
you
it
have to
that's-
watch the movie.
the problem
And
is
now
most of
you've
the
seen the
trailers-
movie.
Yeah,
You've seen the movie and the trailer. You have seen
Yeah,
everything
give
the
you
other
too
movie
much.
has to offer.
Too
Yep.
much. Too much.
Yeah, like, you know how the movie ends before you've even watched it.
and now you get bamboozled in the other way around. You think you've seen a trailer that are all the best parts in 2-hour movie.
But
So
they
then
have to
you-
grab you, though. They have
Yeah,
to
but like,
grab
same
you.
thing for trailers for games. It's all the cutscenes, not actual gameplay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty
not
fucking
fair.
accurate. And you're like, is this, and it's one of the things where even gamers will be like, true gameplay. You're like, you have to announce that because you think it's going to be just cutscenes.
And that's the workaround. They put based on actual gameplay. That's
Right,
the
based.
loophole.
Base.
Base.
Yes.
Yeah.
there's been more game companies sued by those trailers than movie companies.
Really?
I don't think there's.
I didn't know
Oh, yeah.
that.
Oh, I believe
There's
it
only
because
one
you
other-
buy it thinking that's the game, but it's not.
I think there's only one other instance, and I actually fell for that. There's a woman that sued the company over the trailer of Drive. I remember that one. Because in the original trailer of Drive, it was kind of pitched as a Fast and the Furious-like movie, and when you actually saw the movie, it was completely different.
And she won?
That I don't know.
Would she win like
She-
$8 for the ticket? Like,
Yeah, probably that. They refunded the ticket. I never
Right?
followed up on that.
God, bro.
Ticket, the popcorn, and the Coke.
Yep.
Speaking of games, Ubisoft is in hot water right now because they deleted a game. So it was a game that people have purchased, that people have played. Like, you had to buy the game. And it's not like a new game, like it's an older game, but they deleted it, and they deleted its contents. They deleted your player stats, everything. The game is gone. And they're talking about how this is going to be the future, that even though you buy things, you don't own anything anymore. Like, even if you buy a movie, they could just decide to pull it one day, and you don't physically own it because it's all digital. So it kind of opened up this realm of, like, purchasing power doesn't exist anymore. Even
what
though
game is this?
let me see. It was all over.
I don't know how they would win against the credit card company. The credit card company is going to say
It's too old. It's too old.
they waited.
Can't.
They waited past 6 months. Alicia
but
said,
then-
"Is it called The Crew?"
I think it was that one.
Why did they delete it? What? Why?
Yeah, that's the game. I don't
Because
know
they
why.
have a second one,
But
and that's not doing too well.
Thank you, monkey. But they were talking about how ridiculous it is that you can delete something that people have already purchased. Because
See,
you've
that's
already
when
put in
you-
game hours too.
Yeah, and that's where you start pushing people back to the
Physical.
illegal stuff.
Yeah, or a
illegal.
physical
because then,
copy.
I'm
that-
going to
that
have a
doesn't
bootleg
work.
copy of it, or I'm going
That
to
doesn't work,
somebody
Matthew.
hacks the game and can put it on a DVD or whatever.
That doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work is because most games nowadays have an always online feature.
Over.
So you can connect
Oh.
to your account. So you can't play the game ever. It's gone.
The server
You can
holding
still-
the data.
Yeah.
but
So no. It actually, yeah. So the problem is, I was just reading about it. It's not a matter of theft. It's a matter of it was an online only game. The game called The Crew. It's not something you download to your PlayStation or whatever, your Xbox PC. It's online only. So if those servers, I'm sure there's something in the clause that if a server goes down, then
Oh, well.
that if there's
yeah, but
no
they
one,
deleted it.
Yeah, but if nobody's playing it, why are you wasting resources? In that case, I would, for 5 or 10 people playing the game, I would shut it down. You're costing me way too much money.
hold on, you've had the game for 11 years,
Right.
So it's not like you could get a discount. It's 11 years, bro. What was it, $30?
And there's a second one. Buy that one. It's exactly the same. It's not gonna. It's still racing. If you want to race, you can race. But if
The
it
Crew
comes
is
down to
not
single player
operable.
games,
But it does highlight a major problem with the purchase and use of digital goods. We pay money for these products. We think we own them, but we don't own a damn thing. Read the terms of service from Ubisoft or any other major games publisher for proof of that. So it is in the terms that you don't own that game.
So, but then it go even further. What's stopping like Apple TV or whatever? You buy a movie and it's like 20
big of a
years
company.
on, and they go like, no,
Too big of a
let's
company.
delete this movie.
Nope, never gonna happen. Too big of a company. You don't want to destroy your reputation. Ubisoft is gaming. You're talking about how many people game versus how many people watch movies. Yeah, that would Oh, I don't think that would work very well for Apple.
But they can alter it. Let's say you release a movie and there's a sudden uproar for a certain scene. They could cut it out and put a new one online. You still have the product. It's just altered now. And they've done that. They've done that with TV shows, cut out episodes because it's no longer fitting.
With something you bought, though? With something you bought?
Yes.
You clean it up.
What have you bought where they've modified the movie?
But they've done it with a couple of British TV shows. The Hello one, they removed the episodes. You can no longer.
Yeah, but Stan, if you still buy the original Home Alone DVD, he's still in it. They didn't cut him out. They cut him out of the digital version. But I know for a fact during the Twin Towers, during that whole stretch, what was it, 2 years after, they started removing the Twin Towers from movies, which I don't agree with because you're trying to erase history, which is
weird.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that.
One of the examples of like the kind of censoring is Community, the TV show, which is absolutely fantastic. I could watch it a million times. I love it so much. But one of the episodes is called Dungeons and Dragons. And for that episode, it was pulled from every single streaming network. The only way you can watch it is if you go on YouTube and you purchase that episode. The reasoning is Professor Chang, which is the Chinese guy from the Hangover movies, he paints himself all black and has like black ears because he's a dark elf in Dungeons and Dragons, which was considered to be painting yourself a different race all of a sudden, and he got canceled. Like that episode got completely canceled. But he was.
But you can still find the original episode, though. You're saying
you have to purchase the episode,
right? That's what I was saying with John. I don't think once you purchase something that it's one thing if it's free. It's another when you purchase it. Maybe in Europe you guys do it, but it's very. I know for The Office there were certain scenes that were deleted from the free version, but if you purchase it, and then they said the Super Office or something, which shows them all. But if you purchase it, it shows those scenes. So I don't know. That's interesting. So if a white person does blackface, it's racist, right? Mm-hmm. If an Asian does blackface, is it also racist?
Well, that's why they got canceled. He was Asian.
Yeah.
He was an Asian guy.
Well, then how come Robert Downey Jr. didn't get in trouble?
I think everyone just loves him.
Because
everyone just likes him.
Yeah, I mean, he never got shit for it. Like,
yeah, I found so there's another movie that I want to watch called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, yes.
That has Robert Downey Jr. and some crazy guy in it or whatever. But the reason why I want to watch it is because Jay, again, he is an actor playing an actor, pretending to be an actor in a scene. And I it was a short of just that part, and I was like, I want to see it because I really loved him in Tropic Thunder. It's called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah. That was one of his comeback movies, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
But I don't think he could get canceled because he's just funny.
Yeah. Well, he did get canceled with cocaine, right? The cocaine scandal.
Yeah.
Oh, with Iron Man or whatever?
No, I think it was before. It was after Iron Man, wasn't it? Where he was heavy into coke or something, or
during.
I think it was before.
Before, after. I don't think it was during. Yeah, I've never seen it. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Good. It has one of my favorites.
It didn't do very good. Their budget was $15 million. The box office did $15
million.
Ooh. Yeah, but it became a cult classic. Like more and more people are finding it.
So it's good.
Because
that one scene I saw, I was like, "This is gonna be good."
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on in the movie. All I saw was him acting out a scene, and then a cop bursted through the door and said, "I'm sorry for interrupting." That was it. It was like a 30-second clip or whatever, but it made me interested in the movie.
It's a weird one. It's good.
Awesome.
Got it.
Whenever we
You'll
find
know-
movies nowadays, none of them are new. All the good
No.
movies are like sub 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they
gonna
don't make
go
good
up.
shit now. That's why Spade's channel is fucking failing because new movies suck. They suck.
I
I'm
love
sorry, they do.
movies from the 90s and the 80s. That time, the
Early
stories
2000s
are
too.
nuts.
And early 2000s.
They took
2005.
risks.
Creative and cool
Yeah, they
and
took
different.
risks.
Yeah, pre-wokeness, because now a movie is changed in to fit the woke stuff. The
I don't
story is
agree.
changed. Yeah, come on.
I don't agree. That's not the problem. The problem is they want to make more money, so they play it safe. Wokeness came after that. It started around
I have to
the
agree with
2000s,
Jordan.
early 2000s.
I'm gonna agree with Jordan.
It started out
Like
when the
Disney.
remakes has nothing to do with the wokeness. They're just making the same stuff over and over again. Why? Because people apparently still watching it. We're at Fast and the Furious 15 by now, and people
Oh
are
my
still.
God,
it's
bro.
cars crashing. Let it go. It's dead.
Yeah, but
Star Wars 24.
That's something else.
It's dead.
I
Let
mean,
it go.
series and films now, the obligatory characters that have to be in there. You're telling me it's not getting worse because of the wokeness?
I think the
It's
wokeness
getting
is a part,
worse.
but I don't think that is the stem to what it is. I think it comes down to money, like the superhero stupid fucking movies, bro. I refuse to watch them. Like I'd rather watch my grass grow than watch a superhero movie. It's so fucking stupid. But when you go back to early 2000s, 90s, you saw some superhero movies, but you had good screenwriting. Like, good. This is not good. This is all fucking special effects and superpowers.
Yeah, back then they actually had to do the scenes and build the sets and build the creatures. Like, it looks actually better on camera.
And the second part of that is, and we're talking about superhero movies now, is if you already announced 6 movies after that, I already know this guy is not gonna die. You just announced them in 5 other movies. What's the risk? How am I afraid for his life now? And there's nothing at risk. You already announced 5 movies after that.
Like in Taken, we know they're gonna get saved. We know.
Yeah.
We don't have to watch. You know, like, no point. He's gonna save them. Uh-oh.
The only surprise is who's taken next.
Oh, yeah,
it's the
like
daughter
who's-
this time.
Ah,
Okay.
it's the gardener. Oh, man.
God.
Willie. Willie was kidnapped.
The cousin's uncle's daughter, and then
Twice removed.
twice removed.
Willie the landscaper. He is the whitest guy possibly, by the way. He's not Ecuadorian.
He trims rose bushes.
No, that wouldn't fly. It has to be a Mexican at least.
Yeah, but we have to get him back. He has a particular set of skills.
Willie.
Like, it's even worse. Just like you said before, Brie. You can watch almost any of his movies, and he always plays the same kind of character.
This is
Nowadays,
the problem with today's generation. Is what Buckeye posted. All the movies do not look better. CGI is amazing today. Okay, well, that's the problem. You shouldn't be watching a movie, in my mind, for what it
For the
looks
CGI.
like. I want to know what a story is. Protecting Bess with Nicolas Cage or whatever it was, something Bess. Tess.
Guarding
great
Tess, I think.
Yeah, great movie, good story, gives a shit about CGI. If you need CGI to make a movie good, it's probably a terrible screenwriting.
And
That's all.
it
Why-
was used originally as a tool to fix up something you can't do practically. Now they go, we're not going to do anything practical. We'll just brush it. It's CGI,
Yeah.
everything. Every single set, every single action scene. It's all computer generated. Jesus, I sound old.
It's so lame, though. Because, like back then they actually had to make these really cool costumes and these really good and you can actually like appreciate it. Like in the Wishmaster, he turns around and you see this extravagant like skin that they made for him, and it looks so cool on camera. Like it looks wet, it looks realistic, it looks like it's actually attached to his body. Nowadays it's all computer generated, so you're like, whatever, some geek made that in Photoshop. Like there's a huge difference. There's no skill required. And it's not focusing on the acting anymore, it's focusing on what these guys can draw.
But that's why once in a while you can find that gem that has a low budget but still tells the story very well.
Frozen.
Oh yeah.
Frozen, bro.
Oh, I love
$13,000 budget. Frozen. Oh my god. They don't even fucking move.
Yeah, but
they're in the same spot the whole movie.
There was also that other movie with Ryan Reynolds. And
I was just gonna fuck you, Bray. Buried. Yeah, Buried. My man is in a casket.
Good movie.
The whole movie. Like, it's the same scene for an hour and a half. You win.
And it keeps you entertained.
Oh my god. Before he was comedic, before he was, I'm not saying I don't like Ryan Reynolds now, but Ryan Reynolds, old Ryan Reynolds. Yo, Buried, fantastic movie. In a casket. You only need one guy you gotta hire. That's it.
I always
liked him in the
Amityville Horror House as well. I think he really pulled that off.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the one? It's not Cell, but it's a female that gets trapped in like tunnels. The things, the air, like the air conditioning vents, ducts. And there's all kinds of stuff in there.
Cube?
Oh, Cube?
That's
like there's different puzzles.
You have Cube 0, Cube 1, Cube 2, Cube 3, Cube Hyper or Hypercube.
And then the Cube that was unreleased.
That's that Cube 4. Is it Cube? It's not tunnels though, they're rooms.
No. the one I'm talking about, it's like she's in and looks like a network of air conditioning ducts, but then sturdier, and there's all kind of traps in there.
I feel like he's talking about Cube, and I think it's adorable that he's air conditioning ducts.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Yeah, but
Cube.
I don't remember a female to be the main character.
In like the third one or the fourth one, there was just a chick by herself. Right?
Cube 3 started off with a chick by herself. Sounds like Cube is what you're.
Yeah, but it's not room.
Yeah, but it's not ducks. It's not ducks and cubes. They're definitely rooms that are cubes that are all together.
Wait.
Is there another movie about air ducts?
Because in Cube they have to do something to get to the next one every time, right?
Right. There's it's a trap room or it's a good room.
Unrelated?
Is that the name of the movie you said? Unrelated?
Oh, no. I was asking Matthew if it was unrelated to the movie he was talking about.
Oh.
You know an actress? You know the actress, Matthew, by chance?
No. And I'm thinking,
well, if we look up woman in AC unit, we're going to get some weird stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Was it Netflix or was it some other streaming service? I don't know, but I saw it.
And an air. You sure they're air ducts?
No, it's like I'm saying air ducts, like because of the size and it's metal tunnel. Actually,
were they long or short tunnels?
I don't know. I didn't measure them.
Well, could she get from one side to the other quickly, or did it take time?
No, it's like mazy. It's some went straight. There was others that went on a slope.
That really sounds like Cube.
Yeah, it sounds like the last Cube, bro. Are you sure it's not Cube?
Which one is it? Cube?
Just you have to look up unreleased Cube. It's Cube 2021. What's the movie where they? I think it's on Netflix free. Where they start the movie, they're all in a red room, and there's like 100 fucking people.
The Exam? No.
No. The Exam is 9. The one where there's 100 people, and they're all playing a game.
Is it the Squid Game? No.
No.
Jay wouldn't watch that.
No, I won't watch
No,
it.
me neither. But that's the first thing
The
I
Circle. I
thought
think
of.
that's it. I think it's called The Circle.
Not the Circle with Hermione. The other Circle.
Yeah, no, that's it. What he said. It's The Circle. Good job, Antonis. Shit.
Nice.
Good job, bro.
We can do Spade's job.
Yeah, we could. I think we got it already. We're entertaining.
We're hired?
We're hired. Are you sure it's not Cube? You're muted. You're muted, Matthew.
He said my beard looks fantastic. I don't know.
Watch this. No, I'm watching a clip of the unreleased Cube 2023 exclusive clip, and it's a Japanese remake, right?
Yes.
But that's rooms. That's not like tunnels or ducts.
Ducks?
Cody, we don't have that kind of budget, man.
We can't afford him.
No.
I got nothing, bro.
Followed by I think I got it. What's it called?
There's a movie called Meander that Mixtra said. It looks like she is in a tunnel. It's a French science fiction film. Woman loses consciousness, wakes up in a series of bizarre tubes filled with dangerous traps. That sounds pretty close.
Yeah, it's not the one you're saying. It's not. I can't find it, bro.
That?
Meandry? Is that it?
Meander? It's about a woman who's stuck in a series of tubes, and it's a horror movie.
Is that it, Matthew? You're muted.
Looks interesting.
Could be. I think I found a clip of it, but it doesn't say
There's
the name.
a lot of movies about women being trapped.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Found a clip. It's the Meander one.
Nice.
And it's in English.
Good job.
French.
Oh, it's not English? No, thanks. I'm good.
Wait, it's not.
It's French, isn't it?
What I saw was English.
Was it like, what do you call it, Brie, when they talk over?
Dubbed.
Oh, she hates that. Where you see
So I could tell. You want me to? Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little trick. How to tell if something is dubbed on Netflix before you start to watch the movie, and then you're like, oh, it's dubbed. If in the trailer no one speaks and it's all just scenes, it is dubbed. If the trailer has actors who speak, but it's only the back of their heads in the trailer, it is dubbed. They're trying to trick you into watching a dubbed movie that they only use the same 6 voice actors for. Why on every single Netflix dubbed movie is it the same actors? Like, I know that voice already, and it annoys me so much. It's so stupid. But that's how you tell if the movie's dubbed before you watch it.
Yeah, we should really do a movie channel.
Netflix is still kind of okay. Over here, it's Amazon that is bad that way.
Oh yeah,
and they dub. And for Belgium, it's always French, so they dub English-speaking series and movies, and they dub them in French, and you cannot get the English version.
Nope.
I mean, if it's like, yeah, you know, it's English. It's an American movie. They're talking English, and then you go, "Oh, nice, this movie." You tap on it, and then it's on dub French version only.
See, but I
Give
don't
us,
have
give us the
any
original
issue.
one and make the French one next to. I mean, nope.
I don't have any issues with watching foreign movies in a different language, but I can't stand the fact that the mouth isn't matching up. Regardless what kind of language it is, if it's doing this and the voice is completely different, no, I won't do it. But
Or
Yeah.
like recently, sometimes the voices don't fit the characters either.
oh yeah,
No,
Yeah.
and in the United States, like Netflix uses like the same guys and same girls to dub all of their movies because I can recognize their voice from
Which-
Squid Games inside of a different movie. And I'm like, I've already heard this before. Like, and it sounds like an older man when it is like a teenager who's talking. So it doesn't even match like the character. It's
And
weird.
like you said, if you know the actor's voice already, then it's even a bigger no. No, it's no.
Yeah, I just can't do series or like shows. It's tough for me, man. I can't do them.
I love Siri.
The new Fallout isn't bad for what I've seen of it.
The amount of money
That's
that
something I wouldn't watch.
Why?
It's a boy show. I want to watch it.
How do you know
Fallout
something-
sounds like a boy show.
explain.
How do you know something's a
Explain,
boy
'cause
show versus
Well, like
transgender?
Fallout is a boys show. Shogun is a boys show. Like there's certain things that just women aren't meant to watch. Like Kill Bill, that's not for women. That's a guy's movie. You know, like there's different movies are made specifically for a male audience and not a female audience. You know,
yeah, but I
wanna
don't
watch
see
something
you
where it's
watching you a rom-com or something. I don't see you watching that, and that's specifically for women.
Well, I mean, I would rather watch like a rom-com over a hardcore like purposeless action movie. Because that does nothing
Interesting.
for me. I don't want to watch you
Yeah.
race a car. Cool, bro, you have a car. You know, like
No,
I don't want to
amazing.
watch you fight with swords. Cool, look, you have a weapon. That's fun. But there's
No.
nothing to it. It's just all action and like, oh, look at this. Oh, look, I can jump a car. Like it's not fun to watch for me
It's
at all.
the no emotional investment thing for a woman.
Yeah, I would rather have
fine.
comedy or conflict or something that's actually interesting. Because guys, movies and TV shows don't build up to a calamity. It just is a calamity. So you don't even know what they're fighting about. They're just fighting. And that's it. So I wouldn't watch those things.
That is a
So you're
fact,
saying
boys.
because you don't get invested into a character.
Right. It's just violence for no reason. Like, I love violence. I love watching violence. Like, real violence, horror violence, love it. Purposeless violence for the sake of action does nothing for me.
There has to be
turn it off.
intrigue and backstory and relationships where the stuff is going, and that's where women can get emotionally invested in a series.
Yeah, like,
But
I
Brie,
want
you
like,
told me I should watch Game of Thrones. Isn't what you just described Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones has a lot of emotional investment.
Oh.
And you have to be really invested to watch as long as it is when it could be a 30-minute movie. Like, let's be serious. There is no need for how many seasons Game of Thrones is. It could have been one season.
Yeah.
They got from A to B. That's all they did the whole movie. They went from here to here. That's it. Could have been so much shorter.
I feel like you're describing Lord of the Rings.
Oh, same thing. I never finished that.
Oh, same thing.
Like, there's so much unnecessary stuff that's just pointless. Like, it's, you know that game where Jay had to just travel for a long time?
Yep, that's
I don't
Stranding.
remember. Yeah, he just had to travel. Like, that was the game. Like,
Oh, God.
traveling doing one thing and then traveling, like real-time traveling. I don't know who thought of that. That's stupid. But that's what Game of Thrones is. A lot of real-time traveling.
Buckeye said he's a big fan of Game of Thrones. He said, no, it's too much story and too many characters that you can't fit into a movie.
We don't need all those characters. Let's be real. Like, do we really need all of those characters? Absolutely not. The girl who helps
isn't that any series then?
Well, some series just have unnecessary characters. Like, they don't do anything or advance the story. They are just there.
I feel like that's all series. All of them do that.
It depends. Like, sometimes it feels like that character is helping advance the story, and sometimes it feels like that character was put in because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, or in support of the main character.
Yeah. I think it's pretty lame that you're sticking up for how long Game of Thrones is. Just putting that out there.
Buckeye will argue with everything, though, Bree.
I know,
that's good,
right?
because we need controversy to spice this up. Maybe Buckeye wants to come on, turn his camera on, and tell us about it.
I'm proud to say I made it through one episode.
Oh, so you tried to watch Game of Thrones?
Walking Dead, right?
Oh yeah. It was all the hype, so I wanted to, let's see.
And what happened after the first episode? Because I feel like me and you are going to be very similar here. What happened? Why'd you stop watching it?
Unbelievably boring.
Yes,
and that's an episode
that is how
where
every
it's
season
already there's already incest in that first episode, so you would think that's power through. That even was boring. That part was boring to me. So you have brother and sister going, and you still couldn't grab me. How bad does your series suck?
Yeah, and that's supposed to be. Was it the pilot?
That's the pilot. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, some shows you kind of just got to suffer through the first couple episodes. But Game of Thrones is 99% backstory.
See, but like, is that wrong to think of think of that way? Why do I have to power through? If I put on a movie and you said, well, it's 2 hours long, but you have to power through the first hour and then it gets really good, you're not going to watch it. And I think it's weird that people accept it for the series.
I got a great movie. Well, Matthew, you wanted to say something. You held that up 3 fingers.
Then you go back into a series. They take longer to tell the story, and there is more detail to the story, so they generally take longer, and that's why they did some research. And apparently, if you're not hooked after the 3rd episode, stop watching it. You're not gonna like it.
That sounds pretty accurate.
3 episodes.
The thing is, if I'm not really interested in after the first episode, I'm not gonna bother with the 3rd.
Same. If you don't grab me, if you don't grab me in the first fucking show, then you suck. I don't know why anybody picked you up. I'm out. I gotta go. Yeah. It's like Walking Dead, bro. I made it to the scene where he is walking down the highway and there are dead people. I was done. I'm out. I gotta go.
My gosh, you didn't even get to the part where he was saved?
No, I saw all the dead people on the highway. I don't even know how far that is in. And I gotta go. That's it for me.
3 minutes?
Done. Yep, that's it. 3 minutes is how far I made it. That's it.
That's another show that should have ended after the first season, just like Lost or Prison Break. Same thing.
Oh shit!
What is wrong with you? Okay, I really like Walking Dead, and I really like Lost. Walking Dead lost its luster after Rick died and after his son died. Like, after that, it was kind of like a soulless story. Like, no one cares about Maggie.
Spoilers.
Like, and she, like, tried to take over. Like, cool, you're a woman. But it wasn't as good anymore. But now that they brought it back, it is good again because Rick.
But it started to go downhill from the second they went into that prison. And they stayed there for, like, 2 seasons. It was all the thing with the mayor and the prison.
A beautiful baby? And what happened to Carl?
Apparently, Antonis does. Apparently, a lot of people don't like Lost, Marie.
Lost is a fantastic show. It is beautiful. It is random. It is nonsensical. I love it. I love it so much. Right? It is so good. It is so good.
They got lost. The writers got lost as well.
Wow, Brain, you really wanted me to watch it. Nobody likes it.
Love Lost. It is really good. It has a lot of storytelling, and if you know what the problem is, maybe Buckeye, do you believe in God? Because if you don't, then you won't like Lost. But it is just a beautiful story of people coming together and surviving with each other, and how their lives intertwine in this new place that they're in, and how they fight to survive. And it's just so good. It's so good.
So how do you say it's about God? What makes it about God?
The whole thing's about God.
That's difficult.
The whole thing is God.
Because it's one of the theories that they're all dead and they're on the...
If y'all haven't watched it by now, it has been out for like 30 years. It's all about God. And so there's a plane. It goes, it crashed. All these people died. They're in limbo.
Did you see it, Jordan?
Yes.
Did you like it?
And
it's an in between for me. And the reason why is there's so much story and there's so much that could have been. And I feel like halfway through, no, not halfway through, at least 4 seasons. I literally feel that the writers got lost in the plots they all set up, and it wasn't a great conclusion that I was hoping for. That's just me.
The back in time section was a little weird. That was a little weird.
You're stretching it. You're stretching it.
That was odd.
Yeah.
The end of season 1, Bree. The end of season 1, where the trees start moving and they cut it off. That's I want to see the second season. What was coming through those trees? The second season, they're trying to get in a bunker and stop a dude from pushing a button. That actually does nothing for an entire season.
Wait.
Did you finish Lost? Because that's
Dharma has a big significance.
That was it for me. That was it for me.
It needed to
and
be
then
pushed.
I saw one episode or 2 episodes of the throwback where they're all of a sudden they're all back in the normal world or they're back in the plane and come on.
Yeah, but it's something you have to watch strict. You can't just watch a season that has
you have to watch
6
it in
months
order.
pass. You have to and keep it up. You can't just let a couple of weeks in between because you're going to be completely lost.
Yeah.
A lot of the backstory in Lost, though, was completely unnecessary. A lot of it is completely unnecessary because those characters don't last anyway.
How
so
many
why did you show me their
seasons?
entire history?
How many seasons was
7?
it?
5. Jordan says 5.
5 in total. I think so. Isn't Lost 5 seasons?
I'm so glad I didn't watch it, Brie. Because hearing all the people say how bad it is.
They just didn't finish
6.
it. You gotta watch all of it sequentially. Watching it live once a week, I don't think did it any justice because there's so much going on that I don't know if you could remember everything. Ooh. But if you are a caffeine addict and you binge all of it like a crazy person, it's really good. Except for the backstory. Hurley's backstory is really boring.
But it was also a product of its time. Yeah, I remember watching it and then waiting. Remember, people? We used to wait for an
yeah.
Now we just swipe.
So what's the? Hold on, let's try this. What's the best series of anything you ever watched? Jordan, go.
Oh, an entire. You're talking about an entire
whole series. Yeah.
Series.
Oh.
And I'm not going to go with something serious. I'm going to pick something that no matter what, I can just put on and just, it's got to be The Office. Because no matter what episode, you just put it on, forget about everything. It's just...
I wouldn't really... I'm talking about a thing that's got story. Office is more like a sitcom. I'm talking about a story.
Ooh, that's difficult.
What's yours, Brie?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I like a lot. I love Doctor Who. I love Lost. I like Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, you gotta pick one.
The Haunting of Hill House. I don't have one.
One. You just need one.
I don't.
Okay.
Lost.
Matthew?
Same. It's too difficult. And like I agree with the Doctor Who thing with Brie, I know, but it's like that's not the entire series because now what they're doing with it, I'm not watching it anymore. So it's not the entire series.
Oh, same.
And what about you, John?
Yes.
That's the problem with when you say an entire series. There's series that I like, but then you're talking about it as a whole. There's always going to be a disappointing season, and then I'm out. So I can't praise it in its entirety.
To me, it's such an
good.
easy. I've seen a lot of series, but I could tell you, man. To me, it's Oz. And then Sopranos right after that. Oz.
I was thinking of new wave stuff.
It doesn't matter. It could be old. It could be old as shit. Don't matter.
I really liked Oz. That one was really good.
I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know
but if I was alone, I would have stopped watching Oz. Like if I didn't have you pushing play for the next episode, I would have quit.
Yeah, Band of Brothers can't count. It's not long enough, Jimmy.
During like the riots
more miniseries.
with the black people and taking over
Season
like
1.
and the black governor and all that stuff, I was just like, this is boring. Like, but you were like, nah, just keep watching. I was like, all right. So we kept watching, and then it actually got good again. But for a small section of it,
What about Sopranos? You think Sopranos ever got a dry scene?
Yeah.
Sopranos?
Yeah. It like maybe season 3 or so, it got a little boring for a minute, but then it picked back up again just because Tony no longer had that relationship with his wife and his kids anymore. And that was a really big part of The Sopranos in the beginning, was the family aspect. And then once that was gone, it felt like something was missing.
Yeah, so you guys are saying that there's bad parts of series. All the series that I watch, even Nip Tuck, I don't. It might be a third time watching. I haven't remembered it because it's been so long. I think those are good series. But like the shit that you guys are saying, the big ones, Walking Dead, Lost, Game of Thrones. I've never tried Lost. I think I watched a little bit of Game of Thrones. Never tried Lost. I tried Walking Dead. I don't know. They do nothing for me. C wasn't bad the first 2 seasons, and then after that I just gave up.
Yeah, it's really fallen off. Like we don't even want to watch it. Like it's available. We pay for it, but we're never gonna watch it.
Game of Thrones is not the best series on TV ever. You're out of your fucking tree. I don't know where you get that number from. What makes you think
it was the most expensive?
Yeah, I don't. What makes it the most? What makes it the best series ever? Says who? Who says?
I would not put that in
it
my
had
top.
dragons
And titties. Titty dragons.
Well, then I would take G-String Divas as a series over Game of Thrones. Google it.
Watching Game of Thrones. You can Khaleesi's
best series ever made was called Lock Up. I Googled it for you. Lock Up.
Oh, I like that.
That's number 1. It actually says the number 1 season for viewers was Breaking Bad, 2008 to 2013. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad also hit a dry point.
In this specific order, Siskel and Ebert too. Breaking Bad, Twin Peaks, Sopranos, The Wire, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Game of Thrones is number 7. The Office UK version, The Office United States version. That's your top 10.
Oh, Twin Peaks.
Most watch is Breaking Bad. It's not Game of Thrones.
I never finished that.
I didn't watch that either.
I never finished Breaking Bad.
The most successful
in.
series was Friends.
Yeah.
Friends
There
and
still is
Simpsons.
no-
I couldn't get into that. Like I tried to because it's long and I like that, like consistent, you know, like I just turn it on and okay, just pick up. But I tried watching it and I just can't get into it.
I mean, look, I'll show you my Google results, bro, right here. Most watched successful series of all time. We'll just start at the top, right? You think I'm making this shit up? Here's Google. Lock Up, Dance Moms, Human Prey.
I love Dance Moms!
Okay, but if we scroll down here, 100 best TV shows, there's your Game of Thrones there, number 7. IMDb listed as number 1 based off of 2.3. That's based off of people voting. And then here, I don't even see Game of Thrones on there.
Maybe it's counting people who watched it.
There's your
live.
highest rated TV show of all time, Breaking Bad again, number 1. Avatar, The Wire, there's Game of Thrones, number 4. I don't know what the fuck you're looking at.
The Wire's for old people.
Surprised Friends is not in there because if you turn on your TV, 9
Number
times
1,
out of 10,
Breaking Bad.
you go through the channels.
There's that Twin Peaks again. It couldn't have been that great if it was only one fucking year.
It was weird as well, Twin Peaks.
And then they did another series or a movie.
I only found one that listed Game of Thrones as number 1. Yeah, I don't know what Twin Peaks is, but I don't even know. Yeah, that's just the TV.
Yeah, weird.
Number 1, Twilight Zone. Yeah, I only found one that listed Game of Thrones. A lot of them said Breaking Bad. Never watched that either. Never. I have no idea what happened. Meth, right? That's the story.
Yeah, that's the TLDR. Meth and cancer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Science teacher.
And an annoying wife.
Science teacher gets cancer, needs money, has a student who's sketchy, decides to teach him how to make really good meth. That's a TLDR.
Yep.
Is it good?
Everybody.
I mean, if so many people are saying, is it good?
It's pretty good. Until a certain point,
and then
it drops
everyone
off.
goes after him because they want them to make him to make meth for them.
He makes such good meth that it's a different color.
Yeah.
I really can get behind his wife. His wife annoys me so much.
She's so annoying.
That's why I turned it off.
Skylar? Her name?
I would go to jail, and that's a fictitious character. Oh, she annoys me so
Wow,
much.
they said
I made it to
Bad
season
was
2.
Breaking Bad number 1, bro. I don't know. Wow, Oz wasn't in any of those. Sopranos.
Have you ever stopped to consider if an actor can make you really disgusted or hate them? That's
Good
because
actor.
they're doing good acting.
Yeah, it's good actor.
I think she's just a nasty person. Like, I think she's just a nasty individual.
See, but that's a character. So
But when she's
portraying the
acting
character-
nice, you still don't like her because her voice is just insufferable.
You know, there's an actor I feel like that. Carmen Diaz.
Oh.
Yes. I saw that one coming.
And you know who I also dislike greatly that played in 2 of my favorite series? Carmela, what is her name? Eddie DeFalco or Edie? She played in Oz and she played in Sopranos. Sopranos' wife and Oz as a security guard. I don't like her as an actress at all. Yeah, Edie Falco. I think it is a terrible. It's a great actor. I just do not like the person. I don't like the
Style.
The style.
Yeah.
The roles. I just don't like that person at all. I've watched other things with her. I don't like her.
Yeah, I can relate to that. There's some shows or movies that I won't watch because of a particular person.
I can-
There's a weird TV show or movie on Netflix The Queen's Gambit. I cannot watch it because her eyes freak me out, man. They're over here.
Oh,
like
she
her
got that
eyes are
Wardenberg.
not here. They're
She got that
all the way over
Wardenberg
here.
syndrome.
I cannot watch anything with her
Isn't
in
she
it.
the chick from that chef show? The chef movie
Yes, she
too?
is. And
Yeah.
I don't like her.
No, I
her
can't
face
do it.
Gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I feel like it's an
why
alien.
Are your eyes over here. It's like a deer. Like.
Yeah.
Not right.
No,
Not
she
wanted.
is not. No, Antonis. No. No.
Antonis, I question your attraction in women.
That's her name?
Yeah. But to be fair, she's not a bad actress. She's just odd
She has a
looking.
funny face.
Yeah.
She got that Wardenberg syndrome, man.
Yeah, and she talks in like a weird whisper too. Like she talks like she's too cool to act.
Oh, God. No. Dude.
Is she the one that plays the weird hybrid in Splice?
Bro, those eyes are something.
Right? It's weird.
Yeah, I think that's her.
Oh.
Is it the same? Does she do Splice?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
I kind of
God,
like
bro. No.
Yep, that's her.
No,
the hybrid thing,
no.
Yep.
Ooh.
That's why I don't watch her stuff. Like it's The Queen's Gambit sounds like a cool movie, but or show or whatever it is, I can't watch it. I can't. Her
She's
eyes.
definitely got Wardenberg 100%.
Like a severe case.
Yeah, those eyes are. Oh, it's like one's on the East Coast, the other one's on the West.
And they're never gonna meet.
Think of how weird she'd look with glasses.
The syndrome involves deafness and pale skin, hair and eye color, broad nasal bridge, and widening of the nose is a relative term. Yeah, and the eyes are really far apart. She definitely got that shit.
What's weird is how that's becoming more prevalent in society now. Like it feels like a defect that is continuing.
That is something that needs to be eugenified.
Yeah, people's eyes are getting too far. Like that's a problem. That's weird. We're gonna end up with eyes over here.
Bro, she is funny looking.
She actually looks alien without makeup.
Yes.
And it's also the shape of the face isn't conducive to, because she has that wider on top and then go to a pointy chin kind of deal.
Why are they so far apart, bro? They gotta be 2.5, 3 inches apart.
Panavision.
It's not Splice, Matthew. It's she plays in.
It's
Morgan. No, Morgan. It's where she also plays something genetically mutated or.
Yeah.
Oh, she was bullied in school over it. Apparently, there's a whole thread, not a thread, but does Anna Taylor-Joy have Wardenberg syndrome? And was it the reason why she was horribly bullied at school?
Anybody was horribly bullied at school. Let's be real here. Anybody was, for any reason, unless you were super, super popular. It's not a flex anymore. Like,
not a flex anymore. Wow,
yeah, and overall, I mean, she's been in a couple of good movies. I don't think she's a bad actress. She's just
she has a weird face, so they hire her.
Yes. I never got the praise that one movie got where she played. That was her breakout role as the witch. Jesus Christ, that. Yeah, I didn't get that movie. Wasn't scary at all.
Yeah, bullied.
It had a talking goat. He lost me.
There's other women that I can't stand. All of the women actresses from the Ghostbusters movie, I highly dislike all of them. They are terrible actresses.
Isn't isn't
way too
McCarthy
hard.
in that though? You
I
like
kind of
her?
like her. I kind of like her. I don't like the other ones.
Yeah, she's pretty funny.
The other ones are so lame and insufferable. Like, they say ridiculous things to just get a reaction.
Who's in it?
Like, nasty, like women with really ugly vaginas.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
they wouldn't be a comedian if they didn't constantly make jokes about their pussies. They're that kind of people.
I know
Like,
the
they don't
type.
have any good thing about them. That's just all that they talk about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, besides her, I think the rest of it is just SNL
Yes.
actors.
I don't like them. They're
Leslie
ugly.
Jones, Kirsten Wiig, and I'm forgetting one.
What's with making ugly people famous? When did that become a thing?
It's the right thing to do.
Like in the 90s,
Diversity.
You had to be a size 0. You had to wear low-cut pants. You had to have a pretty face. You had to have a lot of makeup. The men had to have nice pants, like a tight shirt or a really loose shirt with like bleached tips, nice tans. They all had nice clothes. Nowadays, everyone looks like a homeless hobo. People don't have their hair done when they leave the house. We're making fat people famous, ugly people famous. Do we just not want to pay actors anymore? Like, is that why? Are they cheaper? Like,
No,
it's weird.
It's
Well,
PC.
you already know if you're hiring a fat person, you only have to do one season. The chances of you getting the chance to do a second season on any show is small because you're not.
Can
gonna
you
make
tell me one major A-list actor like Mel Gibson, Tom Hanks, any of those that were fat?
No.
Dan
Aykroyd?
Oh, what about that funny fellow who had a heart attack? He used to work with that guy making funny movies, Tommy
John
Boy.
Candy?
Tommy Boy.
Chris Farley?
Yeah, I
Chris
liked him.
Farley, yeah.
He was
the
fun.
guy that played in the Flintstones movie.
John Goodman?
Oh yeah, but
John
they're comedy.
Goodman.
I think Jay's talking about like a serious actor.
Yeah, I'm talking about A-list, major.
Sorry.
John Candy. He was a fat piece of shit.
And John Goodman, right? He's an actor,
Yeah.
not A-list.
Lost a lot of
but
weight,
he's,
though. Lost a lot of weight.
Pro.
Yeah, now we just hire whoever. Gotta be.
Russell Crowe is on that list, right?
Oh,
nowadays?
Russell Crowe's a fucking meatball, but he didn't start as a meatball.
No.
What's the
Let's be
movie
honest.
where in the car where they're in the car and the lady honks the horn? Unhinged.
Unhinged, where he goes
that-
crazy.
Yeah. Oh God, good movie.
But he looked a little better than the Pope's Exorcist.
I really like
A little. That's one of my favorites of it. And that's close to
Yeah, the
Gladiator.
fact that you learned fucking 3 languages or 4 languages for a movie, bro.
And one of them's dead. Like, you're never gonna use that. Like,
I got nothing. Like, that's talent right there.
I just found it so weird to see him do a little bit of comedy in there as well. Like, his timing was...
Yeah, it was good.
It's good.
Still
It's a good
saying.
movie.
you're like with
Newer
the coffee.
movies, you can have a checklist next to you, and you can go, oh, it's the fat character, it's the trans character, it's the gay character, it's the black character, it's the Asian character.
Yeah, it's sad.
What are we still missing? Oh, this 5 minutes. Oh, here's the
Oh,
other
we
one.
need someone in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Or mental handicap. I mean,
Yeah, there is. You're right. There is always one. Even in Breaking Bad, the kid had a handicap
Yeah.
with the crutches. He had a handicap. Huh.
doesn't add to the plot, doesn't add to the story. It's just
Yeah, and in Lost, John Locke was in a wheelchair. What movie? What TV show doesn't have a handicap character?
Oz had the narrator.
Yes, he was in a
narrating.
wheelchair.
Sopranos didn't have anybody in a wheelchair or
What about
handicapped.
that old man, right? He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that was at the end, though. That's because he was dying.
no mental handicaps either.
Nope, not in Sopranos. Not that I could think of. No. No. Nothing. I can't think of
Okay.
anything in Sopranos.
One of
Nothing.
the shows that doesn't. One of the unique shows that doesn't.
Well, they were
I
allowed
don't even
to
think they
curse.
didn't have any characters in a wheelchair, or disabled, or no. Vito was just a fat piece of shit. He wasn't disabled though. Disabled? No. No, I can't think of anybody.
That's also a show that. When did it start? How many years ago did that show?
97? Dude, nothing. I even thinking of black characters. They didn't have any black characters. Just kind of all. There were some black people here and there, but not major roles.
No.
Are you still watching Sopranos, Sean? Or did you give
Oh,
up?
I still haven't finished it. No, I still haven't.
Are you
finished it.
still? So you're still watching it, or you just kind of took a break?
I took a break. I still have to finish it.
What season are you on? 1?
Still one.
Wow. Okay. Good.
You're gonna forget all the important stuff.
No.
Did you get to Tony with ducks yet?
Yes.
Yes, that's
So
like
beautiful.
that's episode 2 or something, or episode 3.
I love him with his ducks, like his little ducks.
Oh, God.
So precious.
Yeah, there was nobody handicapped. Like I'm trying to think of diversity. There was Hispanics, there were whites.
Oh, chick with one leg.
Oh no, there was a dude that was handicapped. The friends that was with Tony Soprano's, the pizza guy. He was in a wheelchair and he went to go visit him down in Miami. There was a guy in a fucking wheelchair.
What about the chick without the leg? That the sister stole her leg? That's a pretty serious handicap. She had real hobbles.
She was probably very good in data migration.
Yeah, but that's way later in it. It's not.
Yeah,
that's
it's not.
way later with the wheelchair.
Yeah, and Game of Thrones, wheelchair.
Wait,
Also
wheelchairs?
mentally challenged.
Well, he needed a wheelchair, you know.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones, there are mentally challenged people in there as well.
Oh yeah.
No mentally challenged in Sopranos.
I don't know. Like Hodor wasn't like mentally challenged per se. You know, it's a chasm of what occurred to him. You know.
Yeah, but yeah.
He broke time.
Oh yeah, I
You do
remember
got
that.
a midget in there, so I think that kind of
That too.
gets you got a lot of checks there. You got a midget that's already a deformity, so that's a handicap. You got like 3
I
boxes
like
checked.
him. I really like him as an actor.
Peter Dinklage.
Yes, he is fun. I like him in every movie he's in.
You didn't like him in Nip Tuck though.
What was he in Nip Tuck?
When he tried to
Oh yeah, he was such a pussy. Oh my gosh, in Nip Tuck, like he's a midget, obviously.
What?
He played the giant.
How did they pull that off? Because they didn't have CGI back then.
But he was like sticking up for a deformity that shouldn't be changed, but that can be fixed, unlike his own deformity. So he's putting his own opinions of having to deal with his own self on someone else who can get theirs fixed. And that annoyed me. Because someone else has options that you did not have. And you're telling them that they shouldn't have those options because you didn't.
I don't know. Nip
You know, it's
Tuck
not
is
fair.
really good for a series too. That's another series that's good. Nip Tuck. It's a good
It
one.
could have done without the spa. That was kind of useless.
Yeah. I think me and you should just have this conversation because nobody else watched Nip Tuck. So
The funny thing is, I actually have that series on Blu-ray, and it's sealed somewhere. I have it. I bought it. I watched when it was on TV. I watched a couple of seasons, but then not in order. So it's actually a good show. I will want to watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to watch linear. You have
Yep.
to go linear because the story is all over the fucking place.
Even sometimes linearly, you're like, did we miss an episode?
You know what's
Because
crazy?
sometimes they skip a lot.
In the fucking dude that acts in it, Dr. Christian Troy, is the Australian Prime Minister. How do you
Weird,
go
right?
What?
from being a fucking Prime Minister to acting?
In the United States.
Okay.
Like,
I
you
actually
own a
like
country.
that part.
Like I'm saying in real life, he was a Prime Minister, and I don't even know how that works. It's like going from a president to acting.
Well, that's not unique because Zelensky is an actor too, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Zelensky,
I don't know who that is.
Ukrainian president. He was an actor too.
Is he good?
Ukraine doesn't count.
Oh
They're
shit.
Russia's now.
Reagan. Reagan was